Oh my god, welcome guys to episode 5 and the season 1 finale of Critical Builds. I am one of the guys on this show because we still haven't figured out what to call each other. Chris underscore Pabs on Instagram. Chris Pabs, hello. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a pretty good one. We are gonna have some fun. We're gonna go as long as we can possibly go. And we are going to be hanging out. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and go to our first guy, which is they never know, brother. They never know who I'm going to click on. No, it's going to be this way.
Hey. Oh shit! Run! Hello, all. Welcome for the season 1 finale of Critical Builds. Is that what we're calling this?
Yeah.
I'm Coolest Gumpla Builder, Kyle. I'm on the spot. I don't want to tell you. Next.
All right,
Hi everybody, how's it going? I am Tropical Brogal. I said that I was gonna wear a button down, and I did. I had, the guys can swear, I had it all with the vests and all the nines, and that looked really good, and I was dying. So I had to veto that and go for casual comfort.
I feel like we're on our honeymoon.
I got this on one of my vacations to the Caribbean with my wife. So.
Yeah.
It came from straight from St. Martin.
That's your first wife?
San Martin.
The only one. Welcome to the 5th episode. Wow, guys, it's been a long journey, and I've been out there in the middle of the trenches. So let's see some cool. We're going to see some cool stuff tonight, and look forward to just talking to everybody out in the chat and just having a good time. It's going to be great. Glad to be here.
Hell yeah! And then we got this guy. So, yeah.
Welcome to the last episode of the season. Welcome. You know me. You saw me yesterday, probably. This is gonna be a great episode, and I'm happy we don't have to do this for a few months. Nah, it really is fantastic. I love it.
Yeah,
for having me, Pat. This is great. I figured out you can say I'm here with my fellow builders.
No.
Yeah, that's who we are.
You're here with the boys.
The boys. We could be the boys.
I'm one of
the
your
critical boys.
I'm one of your boys. But yeah, we do have somebody else coming in, but they are running a little bit late. Who knows what he's doing? Probably taking a million photos of his car, or whatever it is.
What's up, chat frames?
It looks nice. Yo, you gotta admit, it looks real.
No, it looks fantastic. Yeah. I have no critiques. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started with our first entry. So I didn't do any organization. I just went with whatever is first on the page.
Okay,
cool. So let's go ahead.
That's how I normally take notes.
I looked through everything that was available. I hope I saw the right stuff.
I'm pretty sure I kept everything the same. I don't think I changed anything. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. So let's go ahead and go to the first form. And then also, I want to thank everybody who's watching, obviously. So I see Miguel, Tuzak2, Julie Stemsky, William Wilms, the Ungawa. And the Ungawa is asking, what, no bow ties?
I mean, if you really want, we're not going to do it.
my neck needed to breathe, okay?
Yeah, I got a bow tie on my soul.
There you go. There's a bow tie.
There's no bow ties. Look,
no,
I got a button down. I tried. I had the thing, the vest, and with that, it was.
I got my thinking cap on.
Brian has noticed his name.
Kyle brought out his floating shelves and some tiramisu.
You want some brownies, guys? I got some brownies.
Somebody's baking brownies.
Well, no, we didn't bake them. We bought them we decided to go take a nice little trip. After I built my floating ladder, and they have some good base goods.
Your floating ladder, that's right. You can see Escher Garage or whatever it means.
I do have a special outfit on. It's Evangelion shirt.
Oh, yeah, guys. Check it out.
Yeah.
We're all sporting Evangelion tonight.
So wait,
That was not coordinated whatsoever.
Tabs, what are you wearing? You're wearing True, but what are you wearing?
I'm wearing the goof.
Yeah, that goof. The
Nice.
goof is good.
Always
I,
great
love it. I
designs.
really like this one. Yeah, I really like this design.
I
Yeah.
like the Shattered Mountain too. The eighth. The
Excuse me,
eighth.
Umbrella. Every outfit we wear on every show that we're on is special. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't wear this hat every day.
Evangelion isn't special enough? I'm offended.
I have my thinking cap on.
I actually usually only wear this in the Caribbean. So
Yeah.
Well, he's living it right now. He's living it in some old days.
I am
Some
doing
hors
that.
d'oeuvres.
Doing
Oh,
that.
yes.
I got peanuts. You want some peanuts?
All right, on to the first entry. We're going on a bit of a tangent.
Supposed to bring your own snacks.
And then
Sorry. Well, my vein put it so crazy. All right, so let's do it.
this guy, we're all familiar with him. We all kind of have feelings for him of some sort, whether it be positive or negative. And it is this guy right here.
Hey,
Now, which
Freddie
build?
Dash,
Oh, Freddie. Yeah.
Meg.
Frederick.
Freddie Dash Meg. Fremeg. All right.
Alfredo.
And then I'm going to show you guys his build and then give you guys the description, which isn't going to take very long. So let's go share screen. Do application window. Kablow!
Ooh.
Oof.
And the name of this build is Blood Beach. And then he just left it at that. Blood Beach.
Okay.
So this was, I believe, his SCGMC build entry of last year, right?
Yeah.
Was it this one?
I think he finished it after SCGMC.
Are you sure? I remember
I don't know.
seeing
It was
I
around
remember
that
seeing
time
it
frame
there.
where-
Yeah, it was there for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe
I
he just didn't
think
enter it. I don't know. He did also enter
Oh.
the big gun and bulls, so I don't know.
He got this one finished before SCGMC for one of the cons.
Yeah, it was
that's
the
right.
one in Arizona, I think.
This was also
Yeah.
was this also his horror plot entry, or like kind of like the thing to help people enter? I don't
Like his
know.
promo build.
Promo build. There you go. Yes, thank you. Good stuff. Good stuff. Here we go. All right. So who wants to start us off?
Kyle.
Cow.
Okay, so I've said this before, and I will repeat myself. Freddy is the master at the finite details. Obviously, you stand back, you see the overarching build, you get a gist. Okay, there's a sand monster beating the shit out of some, gunpla bears, some bear guys. But if you zoom in, you start to see some more intricacies. Now, my one gripe about this one build is, you know how he likes to put jokes within jokes within jokes kind of thing, like an I Spy game? They're like, oh, you're looking for a thimble, but you find some other shit too. It's kind of cool. This particular build is 100% true to the theme and only that. Much like his other builds have little nods to other things in them, this one is strictly what's going on. Sand Bear is tearing some bear guys apart and in a gruesome fashion, and all the details are aimed at just that. So my one, I guess, opinionated sadness is I wish he had some little nods in there as well. But obviously this isn't a very large piece, so he didn't have a lot of room to do that, and it still makes sense.
Yeah, from what I remember, he didn't take very long to finish this build, right? Like from start to finish, I think this is one of his shortest builds. I'm pretty sure.
So I truly love this build because he made that sand creature look like it's made of sand.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything is spot on what he did. The only gripes I have is that at the beach you get that white foam when the water in the sand. I would have loved to see some like bloody froth up on that beach. That would look so good. And when you go to a beach, like there's tones in sand, there's modulation and the coloring of sand.
The water.
The base of it is really flat. It's like one solid color.
Right.
I would have liked to see some tones in there. But other than that, it is phenomenal. Phenomenal work.
I mean, I don't know how he would have been able to do this, but like some kind of so the way he blended the blood on the bear that's being kind of buried in the sand, and then kind of like the blood that's on just the surface. It's not consistent with how sand absorbs liquid, right?
Yeah.
And it just looks like a puddle of something on a textured floor rather than actual sand. So this looks like it doesn't look consistent with what he's trying to convey here. I know this is supposed to be a sandcastle right here, which is a good note, which makes sense. But then, yeah, just I agree with Julio that the floor is just a little too
monotone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no there are interesting factors to it, but in like the overall sense, it's just a little too flat.
Yeah, Gord, yeah, you're right. The tone is it's very one or two tone, basically blue and sand color.
Yeah, but there are some details on here that are pretty astounding, like the bad guy guts. For
The
example.
guts.
Yeah.
Yep.
The shine on this thing.
Yeah,
a lot of
nice.
glossy builders are very jealous of this shine.
The resin pour is phenomenal. Like
Yep.
came through really good as water.
Well, he did a
really
good way
still
of showing
water.
deep spots too in the water.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, he did 2 pours for it where it's got different shades, so it kind of shows
Yeah, it
depth.
should. Yeah, it definitely should.
Yeah, really good stuff, man. Like like I said, Freddie is really well versed in storytelling with his build.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And this is a good example of it. Now, is it the most intricate one he's ever done? No, I don't think so. But it still shows that he has the experience and the know-how. That if he had more time to put into this build, he would have.
Oh, sure.
On with whatever it is we're saying.
Oh
right
yeah.
now.
Right. He'd
And
have
I
thrown
want
a
to
little
say
like
that this. Go ahead, Brian.
I was just gonna say he'd have thrown a little like bucket and shovel in there next to that sandcastle
Yeah.
or something. You
That'd
know,
be
like
little
half
cool
buried.
details.
I would have loved like a very small Spider-Man nut in there somewhere. I agree with that.
yeah.
Sandman.
That would have been dope. That would have
And
been
then,
dope.
yeah, and then he did this little poster thing, which was yeah,
Post is great.
beautiful. Yeah,
Good stuff, Freddie.
yeah, great
And
stuff.
what many people don't know is he used clay and an epoxy putty for these sand details. Like that's not sand he used. That's actually just colored,
He sculpted that.
textured epoxy putty and clay. Like I think it's air dry clay from the Sandman's chest down to the speech, but the arms and the face and all that were detailed epoxy putty. So that just kind of gives you the idea that you can use that for a lot of things, especially if you're going for like a textured look. That could be a good.
Yeah. I assume it's
face to use.
probably stippled with the alcohol-laden brush or something along those lines to get
Probably
the
because he
sponge.
uses epoxy sculpt. He uses epoxy sculpt a lot.
Yeah, but I mean
Yeah.
just to get the texture.
The
You can
texture,
do like
yep,
stippling,
yeah.
but-
Remarkable work again.
Good shit.
Very, very
I like it a lot.
Fredo, always doing the maybe not the one upstairs work. To somebody else. We got to get you off tentacles at some point. But yeah, great stuff, man. How long have we been going? 14. Okay, yeah. So that's great, Freddie. We'll see him again at some point again in the show.
Oh yeah, he's still building hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying
He's been pumping out a lot lately.
we're gonna see him again
Cute
in
again.
the show again. Yeah, we're gonna see him too.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, yeah, good stuff, great stuff, and hopefully, don't remember your name, Freddie. Keep building. You have no ceiling, sir.
Alfredo Torres. I think that's
Meg my call. All right, cool. All right, let's go on to the next critique. So we're steamrolling through this. Now this one is going to be a little bit different. This is really more towards Julio's wheelhouse, so we're going to let him take the lead on this. And it is this gentleman right here.
Oh,
And then I'm going to show you guys his build, and then we're going to go and we're going to talk about it because that's what we do on the show. There we go. So Armageddon Skunk and share screen. I wish there was a faster way to do this, guys. No faster way to do this.
Gotta put a ticket into what's it called?
hey.
All right, so he says, oh wait, no, that's Freddy's. Here we go. Two finished minis. So essentially for Julio, first mini is a Death Guard Plague Marine with a simple paint job base coat in dark green, a few simple highlights with light green, and then washed with Agrax Earthshade on the armor and base coat purple, and then a glazed layer of magenta, and then simple highlights with pink, another glazed layer of magenta, and finally washed with a Drushi violet for the tentacles. Second, and then we'll talk about the second name a little bit.
I think that's the Citadel paint you do.
Yes, those are definitely Citadel names because they don't
like Gnarl.
Yeah. Go for it, Julio. It's all you, baby.
Oh, how do you finish that? He came out great. Like it really did come out really nicely. More cartoony than I went for when I did this. I was trying to get it as like if something like this existed in the real world, so like natural skin tones and whatnot. But hey, he's following the Warhammer world. You know, like the tone of it. Yeah, it's really nice. You put the asphalt on the base. Came out really nice.
If this don't remind you of like a He-Man villain, I don't know what does.
True, super true.
The dude with the baby inside the stomach,
like Manny faces. Yeah.
If that doesn't.
It's good stuff. The Agrax brings it all together. I really like the Agrax Earth.
So which one is Agrax Earth here?
You see how like everything has a dark tone to it.
Mm-hmm. That's
Agrax. Yeah, it's a glaze that you throw over everything, and it like homogenizes your look.
Yeah,
it's really like a shadow.
Yeah, it's like a panel wash, but like not as specific or focus. Like this panel line wash is just like a fucking laser beam, and this stuff is meant to be like a cloudy, filter applied.
Yeah, a glaze, one would say.
Magenta, I like the pops of color. Really nice. Came out great.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I will get into minis at some point.
I hope so, man. You could print them. Did you see the link I sent you for the minis?
Yeah, I did.
There's so many minis in there.
So many minis.
We'll get to it. At some point. Just maybe when I'm not working on something else.
From all the things you do, sitting down and painting a mini is like completely different.
I can tell, man. Like just the different methods and the thought process of working on a mini is going to be totally different. And
you definitely have to be very systematic with your approach.
Yeah, the same way you would paint a robot with layers and thinking like the steps to get everything down. It applies here. It does.
It's awesome.
It's nice. You did a great job.
This stuff is clean. So
I just have to find one that I'm interested in. And we'll
perhaps. Yeah, you can print little robots.
Figure it out.
Really good.
This is beautiful. I mean, I am insanely jealous of Linus's talent.
I painted mines with more separation in the armor, like metallics here and different shades of green here. But you did a great job.
Yeah, because you can see there's different armorments on like the kneecap and stuff that you could really kind of
still separate
to break it up a bit. Yeah.
I really like
my only.
I love that purple though. God, it's so
it's nice. The magenta, right?
I know.
Yeah, the layering. Well, he's got different depths of it too. Like in the face, he's got darker tones to show the shadow, and then that little stomach gnarl. I wish the sword though had more
metallics in it. It looks like a bone blade.
It's a bone blade, so I didn't say metallics. It's just some more variety because right now I'm only seeing like two distinctive tones to it, and it really kind of takes away the dimension of that. While everything else in the piece has got multi shades and layers and stuff, this sword just seems a bit. I don't know, like it's not up to the same level as the rest of the mini.
How zoomed did you want me to go, Miguel? Just want to make sure I'm.
Yeah, because this is like I'm looking at my face.
This thing is that big, so this zoomed in.
I really like the separation between the skin and the bone, especially on the head. That's beautiful. Yeah, and like you guys said, the depth of the purples and the magentas really kind of bring this all together. It has so much depth. Like looking at this thing, like there are details on this thing that I especially since this is so tiny, I wouldn't see. But I think if I saw this in real life and I was looking at it in scale, then I would definitely be like, oh yeah, I see that. I see the little details in the armor. Like for example, the skulls don't just meld into the armor; they're actually socketed in there. So that's really cool. Yeah,
you can see the highlights on the ridge of the corners there. It's forearm armor. So
that Agrax, man, it's a wonder tool.
I assume edge highlighting as well. I assume so.
I think he said he highlighted.
Yeah, so right.
Yeah.
But the Agrax blends into like the lip of it, and so it makes the highlight pop more.
Yeah, it really makes it sing. I hear you, bro.
So is it like a contrast paint?
Not exactly. Like the contrast more like it's more blending than it is like the separation of like
Okay.
tones in the armor. Like it'll the Agrax will darken stuff, but the contrast paint will like blend it in. It'll give you that gradient.
So Julio,
Okay.
is this effect a part of that Agrax like this?
Yeah,
So is this on purpose or is this just because he didn't cover it?
it looks like it's on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, like dents or weathering in the armor.
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
gives the patina, to the metal.
I would have loved to have seen more color on this this kind of chain part here in the middle on the middle piece. Maybe there's another photo I can. There you go. Like it's all black and there's nothing. I mean, there's a little bit of like highlighting here and there.
Yeah, like he did some
There
dry
you go, Julio. How big is that damn thing?
Bring it closer. Bring it closer.
Oh, hold on. Here, sorry. When I'm on the slideshow, I can't see shit. So
it's small, dude. Like these things are small.
And look what you did with your sword. You kind of gave it some metals. I feel like highlights. That's probably what's missing from his sword. Just some highlights to help. Because he's got mid-tone, he's got dark tone, but I don't think there's much for highlights on there. I think that's all that sword missed to really kind of bring it together with the rest of the mini.
Yeah, that might do it, yeah.
Truth. These things are, man, you guys got
He's got that everywhere else.
You're phenomenal.
Why is it not? Hold on. Sorry. 1 second.
Nope.
There we go. But yeah,
you don't need to see our faces.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen more highlights on this middle piece right here. Because I mean, there's different kind of elements in this thing, but they're all just black or like a dark color. They kind of get lost. And then we do have a part 2 to this.
This next one.
Yeah, the second is a Death Guard Poxwalker, purple base coat, then a basic Mayo skin for the skin tone for the skin, then yellow for the pox all over his body, then wash with Agrax Earthshade, then very light wash with an Athonian Camel Shade. The tentacles are done the same way as the Plague Marine, so I'm gonna show you guys that real quick. Boom.
Ta-da. Good stuff.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Really, really great. I think one more like layer underneath of the flesh tone would have blew this out the water.
Ooh,
like a nice red or like a purple underneath that, because he did what he said he hit it with the prime and then
with a magenta
something
prime.
and then the skin tone.
Yeah, he did a purple base coat and then a basic
purple base coat. Maybe some blue in there. It would have like through.
Ooh,
it would have
looked
given
so that
nasty.
rotting fresh,
yeah,
like dead flesh kind of look.
So nasty.
Miguel says, I'm waiting some acid.
Just a little vapor rub on it.
Some proactive.
Yeah, right. No, this is good, man. This is definitely nice.
I like the pus detail. That's a really nice touch.
Yeah, you throw some yellows in there, and it looks nasty, dude.
Oh, and it's even glossy too, so it matches the texture.
Yeah, one of them popped with the green coming out.
I love it. That's a nice touch.
The like, you see how it's like sandy? That's the last coat after the earth, the Agrax earth. What was it, like Astrion? I forgot what he called it.
Hold on. He said, very light wash with Athonian Camel Shade.
That's like the earth tone on him, like he's dirty.
Okay. So he's like risen up kind of thing.
Yeah.
An undead.
Like some more detail painting in there, like the belt and all the satchels he has on him. You throw a couple highlights in there. Maybe metallic out those rings.
Yeah, because he's got the rings. Yeah, the rings would make those pop.
Looks good though, man.
The belt does stand out as like the flattest thing on this thing, right?
Yeah.
So cool, man.
Ooh.
Really dope though.
Show the neck again.
The neck?
Yeah. So right there, I think that's what Julio was getting at. See how you've got that rotting flesh where it's kind of, you can see the purple kind of shining through? I think that's what he was trying to discuss. And I think whatever he glazed it with is probably what knocked that tone down.
It was the Agrax. That shit will definitely like change your whole tone. And then the highlights with the dirt. It's good though. Like,
look at the back.
Yeah.
The back is
yeah.
Yo, some
red kinds of
some reds in those like around the yellows and the divots. Would have been so nasty. Looks good. I wouldn't want to encounter this thing ever.
The weird thing is, so the belt in the front doesn't have any depth, but it does in the back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got edge highlighting.
Yeah.
He's got some shadows in there.
Yeah, I mean, and remember, these are all work in progress photos.
Oh, so you still paying him?
He can make some changes then. Sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude, some reds and some blues around the pustules.
Does this kit come in pieces?
Yeah, you put them together in pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I would suggest
there are
the
some
seam
mold
line,
lines.
some patching on that one because it's very noticeable around the head and the back, and it takes away because it doesn't actually match the rest of his decomposing body. So you can't say, oh well, it works in that regard.
If you're looking that close,
kind of catching my eye too much.
If you're looking that close, like if it's on a table, you're probably not going to pick it up too much because it's really small on a table.
Yeah.
But if you get real close, you'll pick it up. This looks great though. Yeah, he did.
That's true. We are zoomed in. We catch all the things you normally see.
Looking at this thing right here.
I know.
He did a great job.
Words loop, right? Pull that shit off the deck. No.
Linus, as always, man, beautiful job.
Yes. Really dope, man. Really
dope stuff. I mean, I love how whenever you're building your big giant robots, there is a sense of scale and stuff like that. When you're making these minis, like you go a completely different direction, and it shows your range, and that's fucking cool, man. So good shit. What up? And then Kensuke, what's up, man?
What up, Ken?
Yo, what up?
Yo, the Evangelion though. I can't wait to see the guy notes on it, man. It's gonna look real good,
dude. I love the color shade he's going with. That's like a blackish purple.
I was like,
it's like
Prime.
You guys know that's just Prime, right?
Yeah, it's just Prime. I was like, look at that Prime. That purple's gonna look deep. It's gonna look good, man. It's gonna look real good.
All right. So with that, we're gonna go and move on to our first feature of
the Nurgle backstory. Yeah, guy. You are correct, sir. The patching and the armor. Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to hold on. Let's not have his banner up. Damn. All right, so let's go on to our first feature of the day, and it is from this gentleman right here.
Oh, lock on!
Yeah. Mr. Alex. Hopefully this works. Oh, thank God it works. All right, so I'm gonna share and then give you guys the rundown real quick. Here we go. Share screen.
Excuse me.
There we go. All right, cool. So his build name background is simple build of the Gundam X Unit 3 through a couple of mecha decals, please buy those, on there, and some detail painting in small areas. Love the suit design and wanted it done simply. No painting and use the Railcan matte acrylic top coat.
Nice. You can go a long way with that.
Yeah.
If you do it right, you can go a long way with just a matte coat.
Super true. Get it nice and flat.
Mm-hmm. That people neglect. If you work on the fundamentals and really hone it, you don't have to put a lickety spit of paint on certain kits and just flat coat it and call it a day and enjoy it.
Like an RG?
And this is a great example.
This is everybody's expression in 2020. What?
Really?
I love it, man. For out of the box quick build.
Yeah.
Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very
this is what
enjoyable.
Bandai was aiming for.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And this is, mind you, this is an older kit too.
Yeah.
Isn't this like early 2000s?
I love.
Hold on. So did Kensuke submit a stray?
This, if he did, we can talk about it.
Kensuke, I know you're
Miguel was hoping to see the Astray.
Okay, I want to make sure.
It's like, did we not get the memo or something?
Yeah, like, did we miss
shit?
The decal placement is solid. Like, and you know that it's good when it just lays on plastic and it doesn't look like it's just laying on plastic. Like the flat coat,
it blends.
Yeah, real nice.
This is a really nice design.
Yeah, the X.
The X is it's really cool. I really love it. I feel like it's underrated.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And he hit all the fundamentals, like clipped everything down, sanded up,
sanded smooth.
Yeah. There's none of it looks like a plastic model.
Yeah.
I mean, it does, obviously, but at the same time, it doesn't because it's so well
that flat coat.
Yeah, the surface condition, you got to deal with like wells. You got to deal with all the like little abnormalities that come along with. If you're not painting it, you're not hiding it. You can't like 500 in sand and 500 in sand, and 1200 in sand, 1200 in sand, right? Folks?
So yeah, I think this is a good example of picking up like the basics before you start going crazy with your customs and stuff. Like this is a good way of showing you that you don't have to go completely all out on build to make it look good. I think you should start off here and then kind of work your way up and start making your way up and up and up. Yeah, so
it's definitely a good way to set the bar for yourself, because if you go crazy down the road learning how to paint and customize, but you don't know how to remove nubs and all that, you're doing yourself a disservice. Because that stuff has to always be on your to-do list. No matter what you do with the build, you got to take care of what you got out of the box.
Fundamentals.
Yeah, and the pictures are well taken. Like, it is good. The lighting's nice.
Yeah.
Really nice, dude.
Really cool. But yes, if you guys don't follow him at Loch on Hobbies, I'm not sure if he's still doing it, but I know he was doing a giveaway very recently.
I heard about it too.
Yeah.
I see a giveaway. My brain blanked out.
I was like, oh, that was 5 years ago. Shit, where did the time go?
Stuff away. I got too much stuff here. Like, I can't. No giveaway. Sorry.
Yeah. So if you guys don't follow him, Loch on Hobbies, really cool dude, just in general. So follow him. Give him a follow. Really nice guy. So
tell him we sent you.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So back to critiquing.
Critiquing.
There you go. Critiquing. And we're going to go with this gentleman right here. And then
the Genmeister.
He's the Jammeister? The GM. Genmeister.
All right. Genmeister.
Let's go ahead and actually, let me go ahead and find his. There it is. Cool. And share his build. All right.
Ooh.
So this build, the background is the HD Barbatos Titans colors. Plan was to paint the left side of the model in a planned out color scheme, working on my own personal style based on how I have my tattoos on my body. Plan to only tattoo the left side. Plan to only tattoo the left side of my body and to keep the right side clean. Thought it'd be cool to reflect that in my models. Please let me know what you folks think of it.
So is this a work in progress?
He doesn't specify.
Okay.
I really love the concept and creativity behind it. Like, it makes a lot of sense. It's really cool. The paint is like, it's almost there, man. Like, it's almost there. The base coats are solid. It's not chunky or anything. Some of the detailing and the masking threw me off a little bit. And you're not covering it up, but you're trying to, blend it in with weathering and whatnot. But the thing with weathering is it's layers, and it just looks like you were hitting it with silver paint.
Oh, this Chad Rye is the Genmeister.
Complete.
Okay.
So this is Chad's build. Nice.
But the details, the plating, looks real nice. There are some seams here and there that if you were to cover up, it would have sparkled, man. Really, really sparkled. Something I think a design like this would look really good with a gloss coat.
I was gonna
definitely.
You was gonna say that, dude. Straight up.
Really make the colors, come out there.
But it's really nice, man. I really love the concept behind it. A lot of creativity there.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And again, to reiterate what Julio said, you got to be careful with weathering. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's the best way to hide your mistakes and all that." Don't make that your principle for weathering. It should be you weather it because you want to, not because you're trying to, cover up some stuff. That's not a good way to do it. Like I know even what's his name, Mythbusters dude. Shit, I'm drawing a blank. Adam is like a huge believer in that, and he speaks volumes of it. But you got to make that, take that thought. And I'm not to say that was your goal when you weathered it, but it's just a general notion. Don't use weathering as a crutch to fix your builds. Make it more of a, this is your first time weathering. Okay, so then
the placement of the weathering is good. It needs layers to get to that point where it's like hitting like raw metal. It just needs weathering's all layers.
Everyone will tell you, look at reference pictures. Like I cannot stress that. Like just look at machinery. It's got a paint job. It gets injured. It rusts. They're like the best things to look at for what this should look like in some sort of a recognizable manner. And mind you, they say Gundams don't rust. If you want to rust your Gundams, go ahead and rust your Gundams.
Yeah.
I like a rust
Just-
Gundam.
I can guarantee you, if you're weathering to hide sins, people will know. People will know. People will kind of look at it and go, "Yeah, this is being weathered because there were some issues with the paint." If you are weathering to tell a story, or you're weathering because it makes sense in an aesthetic way for your kit, your build, then yeah, 100% go for it. There are some amazing weathered builds out there. I don't personally, I don't weather. That is not my aesthetic. However, there are some spectacular builds out there that are great with the most minimal amount of weathering too. And
less
kind
is more.
like the weathering that you've done here, kind of what's the right word for it? It exposes your scale because it's not in scale with your build. So it's kind of it's big. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like it's bigger than it should. I think it should be.
Yeah, because you have to think about how large these units are.
I mean, you can weather largely, but the area around it and whatnot has to go into scale with how big you're scaling the weathering on your shit.
Ooh, that's
you
a
know
good
what I
picture
mean?
right there.
Yeah,
I like that pose right there.
it's
Like
really cool. Like your
Center
colors,
points.
your colors here are on point. Like the white, the orange, the red, the dark blue, the light blue. They go very well together, I think. Yeah, and there's just little bits and pieces in nitpicking for me. Like it looks like the paint might be a little too thick in some areas. But yeah, but apart from that, man, like I think this is a really good.
If you're not zoomed in,
well, I want to compliment that he actually put attention to the frame as well.
Oh yeah,
it's very easy to ignore that, especially on this type of kit where you got a lot of things going on in the armor. He actually has the underframe, the pistons behind the arm, the thigh, hip joints and stuff like that. He actually paid close attention to that, and that is really good because it's those little details that you don't think about that really could make or break your kit. Like you put all this work on the armor. Why not do it to the frame too? Because you're gonna still, especially with an IBO kit, you still see frame sections. So I'm really glad you paid close attention to that and you caught those little details as well to really kind of bring in the package.
I think another cool thing would have been if he had broken up the white a little bit with another,
like gray, white.
Because he did something very similar to the blue, right? With the light the blue. I think breaking up the white just a little bit would have helped him.
Light gray in there,
yeah,
for a little bit of like visual, like something, right?
But, it's nice that the orange is there to break it up, but it's missing a little bit of depth, I think.
Yeah, gets a little.
Can never go wrong with 3 tones.
This is your first time, though, man. This is phenomenal for a first time.
Definitely in the right direction.
100% agreed. Yeah, so cool.
But don't forget the fundamentals. Because we highlighted those earlier, and Julio brought them up with your build with some of your seams and stuff. You got all this effort put into your paint and your design. Don't forget the fundamentals. That could really undermine the work you do. And with such a great design as this, you don't want to.
You put in some work here.
Yeah.
If you didn't say this was a HG, I would have thought, and if I didn't see the seams and stuff, I would have thought, this looks like the MG a little bit. Like,
yeah.
Great job, dude. You said that he said that was this the finished build or was this
Yep. He says it was complete.
Okay. Yeah, really cool, man. Like I want to see more of what you do, honestly.
Yeah, I love the concept and the execution and just keep pushing.
Creativity's there, man. Just hit those fundamentals hard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So at the GN Meister, please follow him. So I'd love to see your progress, man. Definitely check him out. And
Chat Fry on YouTube.
Yeah, Chat's super cool.
Chat's cool people.
And then look at this guy in the audience for some reason.
Hey, whoa, guy.
Why are you there? You should be here.
I'm gonna shake my head. I'm just gonna shake my head. Shouldn't be there. Okay, so let's go ahead and.
No problem, Chad. Really good stuff.
So this one is definitely going to be interesting. It's the Kensuke situation all over again for this next one.
Oh no.
So let's go ahead and remove this one, and then our next critique build is from this gentleman right here, and we all know this guy because this guy is phenomenal. Wow.
Ah, yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and open this guy up, and then I'll give you guys the rundown of his
Gonna
build.
treat this like a feature because there's probably not gonna be much to say.
Oh god, this is tough. This was tough to talk about. Oh,
Nah, I'm gonna pick it apart.
Okay, good luck everybody. So
Ooh,
I sure thought this was a feature.
Fran's Annunciation, aka Squad of Militia, the custom MG New Gundam. I went with a custom mixed color and really wanted to highlight what you can do with just the base kit itself. I did not make mods aside from some photo etch decals, panel lining by Micron Pen, and part separation via masking. I really want to focus on the foundations of customizing kits. There's that word again. And making sure the paint job / general work is as clean as possible. I appreciate your constructive criticism.
All right.
Well, I'm just gonna say I love the color choice. I love the color choice.
Yeah.
That the teal blue with the
Yeah.
grays and the white. It's
all cool tones.
really working hard with schemes that work together, and it's kind of like a silver gray too, mind you.
Yeah. I was actually. Yeah, Brian.
I was gonna say I think he could have gone just a hair lighter with the blue, and a hair darker with the dark, or with the lightest blue, and the hair darker with the darkest blue. Just crank it just a little bit to turn that contrast
It
up a
could
little
be
bit.
the lighting too, though.
It may be the lighting, but I'm saying
Yeah.
you can't predict that the lighting in your gymnasium is going to look like the right thing. You got to make it, not that I'm saying this is bad or anything. It's fucking gorgeous, but I think that if you'd have just been like, it would have been like, right now it's like, ooh. But it could be like,
your download is stuck on 99%. You just need that little bit.
Yeah, you hear what I'm saying. You hear.
I think one thing Franz is really good at, really one thing that he absolutely excels at is the mixture of metallic paints with his flat finishes. So you've got his silver frames, and then you've got like the completely matte outer armor, and it's just a beautiful mix. And
chrome thruster here.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say this is a super solid build, like completely out the park with this one. The only thing I would have changed is the metallics to be a bit brighter, like a shade a bit. It would have popped so much more because it's nice and it blends, but the metallics would have made like a little bit brighter. Metallics would have popped so hard, so very hard.
Well,
in the frame,
the photo etch
on the outside.
painted?
Yeah, I think you painted everything. No,
Perhaps you got the eye for that.
Yeah.
Are most of the photo etch painted?
They are mostly painted, yes.
Okay.
like a
Wasn't sure if
tinge
it's chromed
brighter.
or not.
Like the piping on the back of the knees.
Ooh, you'll zoom in on
That
that.
bright?
Look at the center section with the color. He does a. You go up. Okay, I wanted to see if that was a fade or if that was a single tone, from center of the V fin all the way up, or not the V fin, but the
V-fin.
fin.
The fin funnels.
Yeah. Yeah, the fin funnel. So center of it where it pinches together all the way to the tip. I wasn't sure if it faded or not. I think it's just the light causing it to look lighter at the top.
That's definitely the light.
But still, when we were talking earlier about color separation with the Barbados, Chad, this is a good point of reference with these color tones. You just ever so slightly, and look how much it brings it all together. And you can do that with your blues, your grays, your color wheel, color theory, all that jazz.
I'm guessing.
Good.
I'm guessing this is all primed in one color, right? Like
Yeah, it's not it doesn't look like it's modulated at all. It looks like it's just like a flat tones.
Yeah, so the thing with a lot of Squad of Militia's work is it's very low contrast. So whereas mine is high contrasting stuff of pastel colors, bright colors. These are more muted, low contrast colors that complement each other in a different way. If that makes sense.
Push the other side of the slider while you're over on this side of the slider.
So if Franz and I were Photoshop settings, I would be high contrast and vibrance. He would be low contrast and high gamma. So
That's really well stated.
yeah, I thought about that. I thought about that all day.
good stuff, though, man.
Yeah.
Really,
I love it.
really well done.
And it
Really
just goes to show
solid
you how
build.
much photo etch can really, like
Yeah.
any elbow joint and stuff like that, how that can really kind of go the extra mile.
And this
with
is
a
what
kit.
we were, oh, sorry. Continue, Kyle.
No, yeah, photo etch.
This is what we were talking about foundations, right? Like he said that he wanted to show you guys how well this thing can look without heavy modification. This is just the fundamentals of laying the paint down well, good paint scheme, photo etch, painting your photo etch, stuff like that, like good masking, all that stuff, mold line removals, like making sure
Good
this
decal placement, like all the execution, like superb.
Yeah.
Especially with RGs to being the way they are, Bandai's basically handing you a kit that's custom
Done.
and you just have to paint it and go crazy with the tones and stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure this is the Verkada. Huh?
This is a Verka?
Yeah, this is the master grade. You can
it
tell
is?
from the face, right? Yeah, the face is the blood.
Oh yeah, I thought the VINs were put together differently, so I was like, look, because they have all the notches to angled notches.
right
I wasn't
up
sure
here.
if the Verkai had that too.
Yeah, this is the 1/100.
Very
Oh,
big.
nice.
Yeah, look at that,
Well,
man.
even then,
MG new
you
gun.
got MGs out there that just come across the table, and you can just do this extra step with your painting and everything like that, and really just make something awesome.
You know what? You know what? No, this is a fail. All right, look at this. Look at this little piece of hair right here. No,
Oh God!
no,
Done.
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 Straight to the bin.
Never mind. All that shit I said that was good. Just
Out the door. Forget it. No, seriously. This is fucking phenomenal.
it's beautiful, and I love the color choice.
Yeah. And he sent us large enough photos that I can zoom all the way in.
Yeah, high quality.
High
Those
quality. This is a man who has nothing to hide. Freddie.
So good.
Yeah, this is great. Like, I would be remiss to kind of think this could be a metal build, even like just because of the metallics that he used, it could be die cast. That's
true,
the kind of color I'm getting.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
good shine.
Yeah, 'cause you really can't see
it's like a gunmetal,
flaking.
or like a dark steel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like silver.
Looks like Meg's polished metal if you put it on right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is great, and again, the metallics don't have that massive metallic filament that most.
Yeah, you don't see the huge flex.
Yeah, this is
great. It's mixed well, man. It's applied properly. It's
look
he
at the
really did a
reflection right here.
Yeah.
Yep, between the jointage. That's how you know
That is
You
clean.
can see him taking the photo. In the elbow. Tiny. Yeah.
It just goes to show you that a little goes a long way, especially when it comes to metallics. Don't go crazy with super high glossy nonsense or fancy iridescent color. Just simple metals done properly, cleaned up.
Yeah.
A little
Polished.
goes a long way because think these are, especially a 1/100th kit. That's a fairly good sized kit.
he's a chunky boy.
A little goes a long way, especially since the new is of a bigger sized 1/100th.
I was just telling you, Freddie, to send larger photos because your photos I can't zoom in all the way because they're too pixelated because they're too small. But all right, I'm gonna make a statement, and it could be I don't think it's controversial. I'm just gonna say this. It's okay to try new things. I am 100% okay with trying new things. Try your color shifting, blah blah blah. All that stuff, whatever. Just make sure you have the fundamentals down first.
Yep. True. Yep.
Just get your basics down. Understand what your color theories and your putting down metallic paint and flat paint and the mixes and all that stuff. And then then if you wanna experiment and see where else other things can take you, do it. That's fine. But just it's I think it's cool to
you can't build off of air. You have to build off of a solid foundation. So
right.
Always foundation, then go.
The blood beach photos, Freddie. Man, it's just like getting so.
He's like, what are you guys doing here?
What am I even watching?
Why are you live right now?
But yes, Squirtle Militia. If you guys don't follow him, seriously, come on. Now.
No, yeah.
Even his work in progress photos are phenomenal. like really nice and clear, nice and like clean work area and info. It's just check him out. Like one of the builders I look forward to seeing on my feed all the time. Yeah. So friends, good work, man. Seriously, good work.
Very, very good work.
Cool. All right. Now we are on feature number 2. And let's go ahead and get his name out there. Bang.
Oscar third.
Oscar third. So let's go ahead and find his feature. Oh, here we go. Cool. Let's share that. I should probably do this like while we're talking about the other photo.
Yeah. Hey, whoa. An SD burning, I see that?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say, is this our first SD? It's not. It's not our first SD. All right, so let's go ahead and get his work out here. It goes the SD Gehenna Gundam. This is my original take on a tri-burning Gundam with some colors based off the dual Gundam from Seed. I used this kit to practice the shell shading technique, and I'm proud of the way he came out.
I'd be proud too, man. Good job. Yeah,
I love it. Good color choice too.
Yeah. The color separation is nice on it.
Blues and the yellow and everything. Yeah.
I believe this is before he started adding the cell shading stuff.
Right?
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, where's the cell shade?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because you see the.
You're like, but wait, there's more.
This is
I like how you guys act all surprised, but we've been looking at this for a while.
Yeah, exactly. I looked at this. I've seen this for a minute, and I've been like watching it, and then see the like the groundwork, and then and it makes absolute sense, and it looks fantabulous.
Yeah,
really,
really good job.
Generally, I was hoping he would send more photos because these are the only photos he had sent.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want to see more.
Yeah, this would have been cool to have seen more of Oscar. Yeah.
Send more.
We want more.
I love the color scheme. The dual colors go so well with who knew, with the burning Gundam.
Yeah, very much so.
I love that it's an SD. It gives me an Automodalista cell shading vibe. If you guys know what that is, it's the old PS2 game, racing game.
Yeah.
So it's a different kind of cell shading, and I really like this build.
It feels like 13, like Gundam.
Yeah,
13.
I was gonna say 13 is my always the game I think about cell shading.
There's different types of cell shading, right? So with 13, those are just flat colors without any real shading. So you got the massive outlines, and then you've got the block colors. With Automodalista, there is shading.
Yeah, they'll throw the darker color or a lighter color in it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It feels Borderlandsy.
It does. Yeah. The lines in between. Yeah, I see. I can see that.
Yeah,
I will say when you do the like a huge announcement on this, you have to do the JoJo song.
It's good stuff, though, man. Good stuff out here.
I get that. You guys up top don't get it.
You gotta watch JoJo's, man.
You don't watch them JoJo's?
I've seen a handful of JoJo. I've been watching Berserk, so that's all I was thinking of when you started thinking.
Berserk's pretty good, yeah.
I wonder if he's. Let me just double check real quick to see if he sent more. I just wanna, because I mean, I feel like he would have sent more of it as
Cell Damage. That's a good game.
Cell shading. Killer 6 or Killer 7, one of those ones was
Killer
7, yeah, on the GameCube. Yeah,
Killer 7. Colleen shouted from the other room. Yeah, Colleen, I don't know if you heard that, but Colleen bought a GameCube just to play that game.
Yep. Because I remember that game. It was good. It was really good art style.
Yeah.
Okay, so he sent one more photo, but it's not the cell shade. It's not a shell shaded one either. Cell shaded. That's really hard to say quick.
Cell shading.
Cell shaded.
No, say cell shaded, not shell shaded.
Cell shaded.
Seashores at the seashore.
Cell shaded. Cell shaded.
Cell shaded. But yeah, so also really cool, man. I wish you had shown us more of the cell shading.
Yeah, put this thing in the light box, man.
Yeah.
You think about to see more, see Oscar the Third on IG.
Go bother him on IG. Ask for more pictures.
Yes, sir. All right, cool. So let's stop sharing that, and Move that banner, and let's move on to our next critique, right? Yeah, critique. Yeah. Also, what the hell is Z?
He's like in the
Yes,
chat.
3
Hour
minutes.
in, where the heck is that
Man,
guy?
man announces a raffle for this whole thing, and he's in charge of it, and he doesn't
3
show up.
minutes. 3 minutes.
Is that what he said? 3 minutes?
He said it'll be on at 8 p.m. Central, right? That's you guys.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
got
so 3
All right.
minutes.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead with the next critique. So someone who has submitted before, we're familiar with his work at Cuts43 on Instagram.
Coach.
Yeah. Mouthful. Let's go ahead and share his work in, and I'll talk about it real quick. Nope, that's the cam mic.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh,
Gerber Tetra.
Oh yes, I was
Yes.
yes. So nice.
Alright,
I love this one.
The HGUC Gerber Tetra submitted for Tattoo Hobby's Red vs. White group build competition. Red Team won. I got some valuable feedback that's influenced subsequent builds. Thanks again for hosting this series. I've got a few projects going now. Hope what I learned from your panel and from other submissions informs their eventual completion, submission to a few build competitions / submissions for the second season.
Yo, solid build, Kurtz. Like
Yeah.
really, really nice. It reminds me of Iron Man. So hard.
Yeah, it's different version of red
Okay.
and gold.
I guess I never thought of that. But
Let me just
Panther on like a
Hey, what up?
hootie hoo.
What up?
Fashion. Look at this man, fashionably late.
I think you can drag him around too, Pabs.
Yeah.
Oh, look, am I ready for the big show?
let me try dragging him around. Let's put him like
Why you guys gotta drag me around?
Yeah, told you.
Drag Kyle around.
Can we put him over here? No, we can't.
Da-da-da-da-da.
We'll put him up here.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, look, can you guys
Yeah, he's got the live banner.
Time out.
Then I was covering my identity.
All right, let him know. Let him know who he is.
What up, guys? It's D Gunpla Ronan. I hope you guys have been enjoying the show so far. I've been kind of watching in the background. Great stuff. Chad, awesome build. Oscar, that was another good one. I know Freddie, your shit just always sucks. Whatever.
Doo-doo.
Yeah, doo-doo. Armageddon Skunk, that's I don't paint minis, but great, hell of a job on the first one. So thank you guys. It's the last show. I'm sorry I'm late, but here I am. And should we just do one of those giveaways now while I'm here? Like,
yeah, why not?
when you're done with that?
Let me go
When you're
ahead.
done with the
Sorry.
specific-
Oh, we
back to
haven't
your
featured
story.
everybody yet. We haven't featured everybody yet.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to go? Do you want to go through? Let's go through like the critiques and the features, and then at the end of the show, we'll do the giveaway.
Boom, let's do it.
I
But
love
thanks
your
for having me.
enthusiasm, though. Love
I
your
appreciate it. I put on a collar shirt for these guys.
Dude, I did too. You should. I had the.
He had the
there's
whole.
story.
The man was
Sorry.
dressed to the nines, and he was like, "It's too fucking hot."
It's too fucking hot,
I was
bro.
gonna wear a suit too. But I was like, I saw you guys in your Evangelion shit. I was like, nah.
I'm rocking. It's a button down, but
Wait,
you know.
There you go.
It's like
Evangelion.
Evangelion.
All right,
Topic
so-
of bro builder right now.
That's Cut43, and if you guys didn't hear me, he said that thanks again for hosting this series. He's got a few projects going now, and he hopes to learn from what we've talked about and from the other submissions of his build.
So, if I can continue,
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, you may.
really, really beautiful build. I would like to see those pops of green in more places in the armor for the color separation. Really would look nice. Like on the back flaps right there, the spot right underneath the thrusters, like that section right there. If you would have popped the green in there, what would it look?
Or
Crazy
brown,
green,
maybe. A brown would be nice too with that the color red.
I'm thinking the green because it'll homogenize with the rest of the green that's on the suit.
This is true. Well, he kind of centralized it to the joints, and
Yeah.
the green is a vibrant teal. It looks like.
Yeah, it's a teal. Yeah, or
I think a brown probably would have served because it's such a large panel, but the vent above it may be green to bring them together.
I think that the if the same level of like shading and like work like underground or what do we call it groundwork. Sorry, I don't know, my words are failing me. Or some sort of application to the interior where the blue is on those thrusters would help it tie together because they do look a little pastel-y and flat when everything else has this like drama and like great like scale to the color.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, go ahead, Julio.
I was going to say, you zoomed in on those decals. I was going to bring it up before. If you would have some softer on that round back, it would have blended
it's a dry
so
transfer.
nicely. Is it a dry transfer?
I think so. I've that specific
does it
decal looks close to. I could be wrong because they make a bunch of other ones. Yeah, this kit does come with stickers, but I don't think that particular thing is a sticker. I think it's a dry transfer. Not that this kit comes with them. He may have some in his collection and used them.
Truth.
Mind you, that is a very prominent image. It's not like it's only known for the dry transfer. It's like a bunch of other things.
A lot of the other decals blended well. That one pops, like the silvering around it.
And the lighting definitely shows it more so than if it was like in the shade.
Really nice though, man.
I do like the more orange red with that like rose.
The deep rose.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, the deep rose color.
I will say, whatever you use for your colors, you can definitely see you have a chemical reaction between your clear coat and your base color.
You're getting
throughout it. You have frosting.
Yeah.
At the back of the forearm as well. It's in a variety of places you can see the frosting. I'm not sure if it's your clear coat didn't cure right or if it had a chemical reaction with the base below it. And then some orange peel as well, which could be at any one of the levels had that. That's my biggest thing that I noticed about the kit was you see frosting throughout that's kind of taking away from your color depth.
I noticed that stuff when I used to use rattle acrylic. When I was doing like stuff for metalworking and stuff like that, trying to lay like a solid layer down and just really not having the proper everything for it, which is weird because to do that kind of stuff, I feel like you almost need like a really prime setup in the right conditions. Your humidity's too high, your wind's doing weird stuff, you get like a weird pool that happens, and it's almost out of your hands at that point.
Yeah, you got to strip.
When you're coming from the can, you're left to many variables and devices that you have no control over.
One thing that go ahead, Brian.
No, go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
One thing that kind of stood out to me was like it's kind of similar to Kyle's thing about the decals, and this is something I'm a bit of a stickler over whenever I see it. Don't be afraid to cut the decal where the panels are.
Yeah.
So when you're using, whether it's a Mark Fit, Microsol, or Mark Softer, just while the decal is still wet, just get a very sharp hobby knife and just score your panel line so that it cuts the decal into it. Yeah, and then the Mark Softer, the Microsol, the Marks, all that stuff will melt the decal so that it goes into the panel line further and it hugs your surface even closer. And that will give this a nice clean look, like as if someone had just gotten the stencil, painted it, and obviously the panel lines will be painted along with it. So
I mean, doesn't it look like that there's some parts that do have that, like right
here on the Xeon right here.
Yeah.
But it's
you can do that with a toothpick too, but the using a hobby knife is way more effective because especially since that's an entire decal. So even between the principality of Xeon, that's still decal plastic. By cutting that, you allow that to bleed a little better because if you try to force it into the hole, it's going to crease and then you have bubbles and stuff and you have more. So cutting the decal is a lot more effective approach with having that separation, like Baz was saying. Because many people say use a toothpick, cut it because the toothpick won't get rid of air and it might actually introduce air into your system. Thus, you have silvering later on down the road.
So the metallic details, the smaller ones that you applied were, I'm guessing, hand painted because you can still see some of the brush strokes in there. I'd say to thin it out a bit more so that you can get like a more even pigment inside of those details. Because some of it's got low lights, some of it's got highlights in there, and you want it to be a real solid, metallic.
Agreed.
But they're applied well.
Really well done on your seam line removal, though. There is still some, especially in this tail right here.
That's probably when he was putting it together.
Right,
it just popped a little.
Yeah. However, though, it's not
the rest of it. Yeah.
It's all. It's you hardly notice it up here, but it's.
And that kit does have a fair amount of seams in the backpack. It's like 4 parts that make up that unit in the back before it even attaches to the body.
Mm-hmm.
There's the nose, and there's the thruster bell piece, and there's the backpack piece, and then there's that lower part for a thruster.
The color separation in the gun.
Yeah, I like
man.
that. Very well done, and especially with the aesthetics with the blue.
Yeah,
Very nice touch.
You
Good
like
decal placement too on the gun.
It feels, and this is a really stupid way of describing this, but it feels alive.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like
it's got soul to it.
Yeah, it's got like a certain amount of kineticism to it, just because of how it's obviously how it's posed, the paint scheme, there's just
the slight weathering, the worn paint.
Yeah,
I do like the especially in the swords, how we went from a white to blue transition. Very well done. I really like that he did that for both of them.
he got it right too in terms of the way it should go. So it goes from white.
White is the hottest in the blue at a finer tip. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool, man.
The
design of this kit is great. I don't know why they haven't made a 1/100 version of this yet.
Yeah, dude, this in 1/100. What?
No, this
is a great kit.
It's a high grade.
There's this in 1/100. Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Even like an RE.
I mean, there's technically a resin of this, but
not everybody builds resin pads. Yeah, no, I mean, even as an HG, though, it's a great kit.
I don't build resin. Bandai for life.
Bandai for life.
Oh man! Overall, though, it's a fantastic build.
Absolutely,
I like it.
With the Xeon base.
He painted
the base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. With like a pale gold.
Yeah, yellow, more yellow than anything. Really nice, man.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah. Super cool. Yes, thank you. At Cuts433, please follow him. He submitted so much.
This man is steamrolling. He's getting better and better with each entry.
He really is.
Is this really the first time I'm not wearing a hat on the show?
Yes.
Okay. Miguel's like, I don't know who this guy is.
I thought he was referring to Julio because Julio's always wearing a hat.
Thinking cap.
He's wearing a hat right now.
The thinking hat.
So let's go. Okay, so on to the next critique. And again, this is someone we know. Let's go ahead and remove Cuts' name on there. Again, follow him at Cuts433. We're going back to this guy.
Hey.
Oh.
Freddie did something wrong. I should have changed it to.
You shouldn't have said anything at the beginning, Freddie. You shouldn't have done it.
He was talking smack in the chat.
Yes, it was. And now we're going on your ass. All right, so let me see if I can find the right one, because he did have some things to say about this build. So, okay. All right, so you got it open. Let's go ahead and share. Share screen application and go.
Boom.
All right. Ooh, description.
Nasty.
The name of the build is I just wanted a hug. Sculpted the kaiju using polymer clay, heavily weathered the Leo because I wanted the kaiju to just destroy it in one shot. So there's his description.
Really dope build, man.
I love the poop stain. More or less, it's actually an oil stain, but very well done. Like, it's true to the form because you have an organic pincer, penetrating a mechanical system with fuels. So all those fluids coming out the back. Again, like I say, Freddie is great at the details. Like, you can actually look at it as a moving, static piece, which is kind of weird, those two words being together. But he puts all the details to show that it's almost like he took a picture of it right when it was happening versus it's just the robot in one of those fucking janky ass poses. It actually is like a living picture.
The tip of the spear glistens from the oil. It's really nice, man.
Those little things, man. They go the extra mile.
Look at the difference between the glistening on the tip of this, whatever the hell it is.
Penetrator.
Yeah.
And I told him he should have put a little pilot on the tip.
What's his name from fucking
you got me,
Zeta? Double Zeta, when he got fucking horned. The big O.
Yeah.
Now I know he had some plans to put war in this somewhere, right? At some point, I don't know if he scrapped that plan. I know he didn't have.
Yeah, it was going to be water.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that was kind of missing, because I know.
Yeah, 'cause this was for his grunt destruction build off.
Right.
Yeah, how, allow me to be controversial, how this guy did not win first place, I don't know.
There's
How did you win
some
first
discrepancies, man.
You know, but like overall, like I mean, you look at the weathering, you look at the attention to detail, you look at the concept. This is actually one of my, other than for the balls, this is probably one of my favorite builds from Freddy, because I hate the fucking Leo. I think it's a disgusting.
I love that suit, man.
You know, yeah, I mean everybody loves him, but I think it's a medieval type of thing that just shouldn't exist. But like the fact that Freddy destroyed it, and then he destroyed it in the most fucking epic way, is amazing to me. So this is one of my top builds for Freddy, as much as I don't like Freddy.
Also, the
That's a
detail
compliment coming from the most genuineness.
The detail on the kaiju, like the skin.
Yeah.
Just the depth of the that's the whole surface is fucking great.
I mean, look at his mouth. He's got so many different layers to it. So you got the red lips, you know, the inner texture, and then his penetrating tongue thing. And the colors, there's like 14 colors in his tongue alone.
I believe that's a proboscis.
Proboscis. There we go. There's the more scientific term. Gave him a penicillin shot.
Yeah.
It does look really good though. You're right. Yeah. That Fred. That Fred. Hey.
William. Yes, that's exactly where Freddy was touched.
Wow. Right through the heart. So there's a little bit of inconsistencies in the weather in a Leo, but that's just like subjective bullshit. You know, it doesn't really matter. It's a little bit heavy in spots. It looks a little painted on in spots, but that's just, it's a small kid. It's hard to do it at scale, you know.
So that's the amount of time he had to do this in
was like, I understand it completely. I feel your pain.
Yeah,
it would have been nice to have seen some like it wasn't just a very clean.
The armor breaking away and caving in kind of thing.
Yeah, like pieces on the floor of where it was penetrated would have been a nice touch, I think.
Yeah. Also, you know, watching too much NCSI and Law and Order, I feel like the splatter pattern could have been a little bit more wider.
Yeah. Especially from the arm too.
Yeah,
like
and then like on his back,
of splatter.
Exactly, and then like on the back, like, you know, part of the exit wound, I feel like there should have been some more kind of oil, bloodish kind of stuff around the exit itself.
Material, you know, like the
that's
plating.
Very physical. There wasn't like a hot melt. It was a physical, you know.
Yeah, like a chest burster, but like
impact.
At your back.
Yeah.
Right.
Back burster.
I need to see that back blown out, Freddy.
It'd be great if you put like a little robot heart
back out.
on there. I know you're saying like the pilot or whatever, but like put a little robot heart or something on there for fun.
Technically, the pilot is the robot heart.
That's true.
Technically, the Minovsky reactor is the robot heart.
The Minovsky reactor? Okay. And then, of course, I think you guys, on his first build, you guys mentioned that his sand needs more kind of shades, variations again, right? So that's kind of stuck out there. But yeah, I really enjoyed Freddy's decal work on here. Like, if you look at that shoulder,
you can kind of see the outline of it, but it's
you can. But like,
you could have gone away with some weathering to cover that up.
Is it a sticker? It looks like almost like it's a sticker. That outline is huge.
Yeah,
right?
because water decal would have blended better.
Fred, I know you don't own any animals. What is this?
That's
That's a Meg.
It's Meg. It's Meg here.
Is Meg here?
She's covered in a very fine fuzz.
He's got a lot of other decals in there that, you know, you really can't see in the weathering, but you know they're there.
Yeah.
I love the detail of the wiring on the arm right here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's hard to see.
It's frayed and cut, not just like a solid copper wire just there. It's actually frayed and shows damage.
Oh, see, now zoomed in, I was mistaking this from afar as being overt rusting, and it's not. It's an
the
oil splatter
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
flailing joint, just like spinning around and spraying bloody
Viscera.
robotally fluids.
Yeah, and that's what I've
artery.
seen on the ground as well. Like as you can see here, it's on his neck, it's on his head, it's everywhere. Where in the back on the beach, it's kind of just like in that one little kind of area. You know.
There, but yeah, you can see it. I can see like a spray. It was like done on a spray. Even if he took his brush and just like
Yeah.
crack the brush against it, just to give it like a flick. Yeah. Not trying to tell you what to do with your shit, Freddy, but I like it.
That's worms from the fish tank.
From the fish tank.
All right.
This are worms from the fish tank. What?
That's a weird
Nice.
household. Just don't go there for
Nice.
Halloween, kids.
Nice.
You
Weird
don't want the
weather
kind of
that-
candy they're given.
Yeah,
Actually, Freddy says
Hey, what up, Santos?
it's a tiny decal.
it's huge.
Yeah, it's a tiny little detail.
Yeah, it is tiny. I mean, you look at the
High
video.
grade, right? This thing's
Yeah,
like
it
the size of
yeah.
G.I. Joe, right?
Is there?
Windows, I love them.
Oh, yeah. He says Meg says she's not covered in fuzz.
Yeah, she is.
It's a peach fuzz.
She's a peach. Yeah, she's a peach. No fuzz. Yes, fuzz.
Yeah, but Freddie, it's #1 in my book for the contest. It would have if I would have picked it as the winner.
See,
Especially looking at the other ones.
you used the different color decal on the shoulder, right? I don't see the outline.
Yeah, because white to red,
Yeah,
brown,
Yeah.
burgundy.
clear on the white looks it melts better.
Oops, that's wrong. That's wrong. Bill.
I really looked at that one.
Whoops.
But yeah,
I can see like a little more, maybe a little more work in color tone on the kaiju itself. Like
Right.
thinking like how they did the dinosaurs and stuff for War Jurassic Park when they spray painted, or like the Predator, like the whatever you want to call it, like any of those things to give it like more open, because it looks pretty flat. It looks like a rubber suit, so it gives you that real kaiju movie thing. But if they were really wanted maybe for it to look like more of an organic thing, maybe.
Gigantic.
You've got all that, like you've got all this in the proboscis itself. I'm loving that word. You've got all this crazy color and detail on that. I feel like the rest of the, you had no time. I hear you, but
That's the time restraints probably could have been what it is. But Freddie, tell us if you're going to come back and do some after work to this.
He did say in the chat that he was going to add something, some debris. He's going to add some debris.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then he says it's a lot darker in person. I think
you need to take the DSLR.
Yeah, because this is supposed to be a very organic, exposed, meaty type of kaiju. So I think it needs more like glossy wetness to it to show that this isn't like skin. This is actually like it's like a starfish, essentially. The way a starfish looks, you can actually tell that its epidermal is actually like its muscle in extent too. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, he's going to revisit it, so we'll consider this a work in progress.
Yeah. All right.
Exactly. Bill knows what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Overfield monster for me, Freddie. That'd be fantastic. I'm sorry, Brian.
So Bill says some modeling would have helped to make the creature more realistic. So
that's what I was saying with Bill. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Freddie says phone camera likes to bump up colors. I'm just hearing excuses right now.
He's got a DSLR and he uses his phone.
Freddie, if you aren't going to do the resin pour around it, you should have some of the sand stuck up on to their legs. You know how sand reacts when something wet touches it. Like it'll stick
everywhere.
Yeah. So like if you look at the feet of the proboscis, it's like it's segmented like sand leg. Like just have some of the sand come up on it, like wet it up.
It's a big creature too, so it's going to make a footprint. It's not just going to hover over the sand.
He made a little indentation that it was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So Freddie was wrong. Don't follow him. No, just kidding. Yeah, he was here earlier. You guys know all about him. Great guy.
I don't know, Freddie.
Switch me with Z.
I'm sorry?
Switch me with Z. There you go.
Hey!
Well, here I am.
Here's a second. Ready, Z?
No, I'm not ready. There we go.
Good
I don't know what's
pass.
going on.
Pam's having too much fun. Look at him. He's having
Good
I just
too
feel
much
bad
fun.
with being behind over there on the bottom.
Get a little static going on here. Static.
Oh. Does that mean we have to enter Freddy like 3 times?
No,
No.
one entry per one entry for all the
per
submissions.
season. Yeah.
Uh,
per season.
Otherwise, Gunpla Noob would have like 6 or 5, whatever. He submitted every episode. So
That's right. No, he was actually messaging me before I got on. He's like, "Where are you?"
he wants to win. Okay. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and go on to our next.
God,
Whoa, hello.
sorry, my phone exploded.
Yeah, let's go on to our next critique. I think our final critique of the night. So let's go ahead. And I think this is a pretty special one to say. Let's go ahead and share. No, let's go ahead and put the banner up first. And,
Who could it be?
Little plastic people.
Little plastic people.
Oh, little plastic people. Yeah.
Little plastic people. All right, so get a bit of disease there. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up his background, his build name and background real quick. If I can find it. There it is. So Kevin D at Little Plastic People, little.plastic.people on Instagram. This is quite a long background. So should I show you guys the build and then?
Yeah, while you go over it, yeah.
Okay, let's do that. All right, cool.
It's like reading and imagining.
I'm just going to show you guys the back of it.
Oh, my.
All right, so the 120 scale Straw Moon suit from Machine and Krieger. This was my first resin kit, which was as much fun as it was a struggle. The resin was quite nice, but it required vacuum forming of the canopies and no joint parts were included, so the parts needed to be built onto an armature and sculpted in. The project evolved out of a series of conversations on fighting the general flatness that some space-based modeling can suffer from, especially those with hyper-limited color palettes. Looking back at photos and video of our favorite 70s and 80s properties, harsh lighting from the sun in zero atmosphere situations was a constant and really added to the photography. This could be achieved with lighting during photography, but didn't solve the actual problem of the modeling. So I endeavored to paint the lighting situation directly onto the model. The sun side of the model, the gun side, was painted in anti-flash or space white, a yellow tinted white. A gradient was brushed on, culminating in the shadow side being painted in pure silent gray, something like neutral gray 3 for Gaianos users, but with a slight blue tone. The suit shadow was also airbrushed onto the groundwork. Photography was a pain between the canopy glare and the balancing already asymmetric lighting onto a subject with inbuilt asymmetric lighting. I'm pretty sure the shadow side needs more light or an entirely symmetrical setup. Sun side / key was a 4 bulb softbox, and shadow side / fill was a single bulb and reflector from further away. I think I was able to get the painted lighting to about 50% of where it needed to be, and the photography is carrying the slack of the effect while still not quite being there. Any thoughts on the painted lighting and photography would be especially helpful, as I plan on trying something similar again for Zacharelli's current contest.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at this with a completely different view than knowing that the highlights and shadows are purposely put in there to emulate that. Because sometimes it's really hard to tell with a kit, not always, but in most cases, that the lighting is not natural to the kit. The kit actually has its own xenophone lighting to it to accommodate that.
Right. And I'll add to that is this is a mother effing write up. Like, this is absolutely perfect as far as being descriptive to the build and the photography and the final look. So regardless of how you're looking at it, whether it's in person or in a photograph, you have an idea of what to look for. And it kind of also plays into how, if you're going to enter into a contest, how it might get judged. Because right now, we're all going to be thinking about that now, looking at it like, okay, he took that into in consideration. So that's fantastic. So kudos there.
Well, and then to caveat on that too, the whole purpose of the show is to help the entries get better or get some criticism. So if he's looking for a particular highlight, hey, this is what I'm kind of curious about. What's your opinion? I really like that he gave us the history of it, and then also kind of led to the question so we can kind of get the most out of this experience for himself, versus saying, all right, have at it, which nothing saying is wrong with that. Just if you're looking for a particular part about your build you want to get the most criticism on, that's a good way to do it. Give us the background and kind of aim us in that direction. Yeah, because if he didn't say he did this stuff, I honestly wouldn't be able to tell with some of these photos.
Can you zoom into the chest pads? Yeah.
This is a big kit too.
It's big.
1/20th. Like, ooh, you have it, don't you?
Now I have a 1/6.
Even
huge,
bigger.
man. That thing's huge.
So this is like two 1/100 stacked on one another, right? Yeah.
I love the added joint details made with the green stuff works. Yeah, because all of that ribbing and all that is done as a custom. There's a photo of it later in the set, but seeing that as an add-on, to enhance the overall model itself is just a great thing to see. I would have loved
kits are very much blank canvas, and you can go at it.
I would have loved that chest line to be cleaner, though.
Yeah.
There is a big amount of bleed. No, I don't know. I don't know if that's on purpose. Is that on purpose?
I don't know, right?
Yeah, to show more of a rough weathered edge or not.
Yeah, sometimes
as well, because it's everywhere. Everywhere, even along the other edges of where the white, like the helmet kind of meets the chest, you see the same kind of.
It may be from hand painting, because he did mention that some of his stuff was hand painted. These could be hand painted details. Just kind of a little bit of a wonky line.
It looks like a blood
from masking.
Yeah, it looks like masking bleed to me, but I don't know if it's on purpose or not.
Right, and
the pixelation is hard to distinguish.
Well, it's not really pixelation; it's just texture within the paint. It looks like a painted metal surface, like it really does.
Well, maybe textured, so that just you see the rise and lows, and that's why it's kind of not a clean line. Yeah.
But
I still like it. I like it a lot.
To address his concerns, his modulation in paint really accentuates the lighting for the picture. It's highlighted well in certain spots to pop like it's on another planet. That's what I think anyway. It has a world lighting. What do they call that effect? You know what I mean? Like
it's got its own ambient occlusion.
There you go.
Yeah, that's so good.
Pabs. It's really nice though, and he vacuum formed his own canopies. Like
what?
This is dope as hell.
Yeah, so
this is only 5 inches tall, guys. I thought this was larger.
These are all like, so this is a resin kit. This is all like foggy resin, some foggy resin, and he went in and vacuum formed it.
Really, really
good. I will say though, the panel line to the right in that first picture, it really not a clean transition.
This thing, right?
The paint.
Yeah, so that's an easy thing to.
But is that?
It's paint.
No, not the paint bleed out. I mean the way the line goes off, like it's black and then it turns white.
That's just the paint.
Yeah,
that's the side of your. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't know if that's intentional or not. I'm just saying like it stands out and it makes me question it, because that's supposed to be part of the canopy. That's the separation for the canopy. So I'm like, shouldn't that be black, not white?
It could be lighting, though. It could just be like a separation between the two parts, and then the light hitting it on the side.
Here's a
he may have done edge highlight.
Here's a closer image of that bleed that we were talking about.
Oh yeah, I think that's intentional.
Kind of,
because that's.
So there's a clear line drawn in pencil or something as to where he wanted to stripe.
Panel.
So that's definitely. Oh, wait, is that a panel? Because there's no. It just looks like a draw.
It looks like it was drawn on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not as thick as the other panels.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a production photo towards the end of the set that shows the model itself.
So I'm going to talk about the photography, and this is going to be a really long one. So if you guys wouldn't mind entertaining me here. So overall, your photography is great. This looks great. This is, it has a certain drama. It is a space. It's almost like a space dio in a sense. And this accentuates a lot of your details. But by doing a modular paint job, by giving it just one side, having that light side and then your dark side, you've locked yourself in, and you're not able to have that dynamicism of being able to move your lights around to give it more dynamicism. If that makes sense. So you've essentially locked yourself into one type of light, and that makes it difficult for you to be able to accentuate all of the details you put into this thing. If you want, so right now you have, what is it he said about the photography? He took a sun side key, was a four bulb softbox shadow side filled with a single bulb reflected from further away. as a product photographer who does product photography all the time, one way you can kind of get away from this style is get yourself either a gloss panel or acrylic panel or clear panel. Put your kit on there. Have a soft bulb light at the bottom reflecting up with a black background in the back, and have your kit closer to the camera so that it is not focusing on your black background. When you take a photo, you will get a perfectly outlined product or your kit with the dramatic lighting that's not being affected by any of the other lights. But your kit will be clear. You'll have your modulation. No other lights will be reflected on the canopy, and it will be nice and clear. And there you go. So.
Nice. Yeah, that
Very
pretty
nice.
much covers all of his direct question right there. I
Um,
was curious how you would get rid of that harsh light on the canopy with reflection. I was like, I wonder what skills you could do for that one, like indirect.
So having a light pad, so you can use the light pad, right? And when you put it down, it will give you a harsh shadow going from the foot up, and you won't get the canopy clear, but you will get some harsh lighting on the ankles, etc. So if you get a soft light that's further away, maybe you say 8 or 10 inches away from the acrylic thing that it is sitting on.
What if it's like mad light? Like this is not bright at all. So like it's still too bright though, right?
Yeah, it's still too bright. It'll still give it like a harshness that you might not like the
so you
effect.
diffuse it more.
Yeah, so
Is
if
that
you
what the acrylic thing is for?
The distance, right? It's really about the distance from it.
Yeah. Can you show us an example?
Yeah, that's a great question.
God, how do I show an example though? Because I don't have my setup done.
Can you draw on the screen, like do edit lines and stuff to kind of say, here's your key light, here's this, aim it this way, use like indirect to kind of accentuate what you were talking about?
Yeah, so let me just stop sharing this real quick and then share application.
Yeah, because I think this is going to be really helpful for a lot of people because light is a big thing.
Welcome to Pabs' Paint. All right, so
right.
Chris Pabs here.
What's up, guys? Good to have you. So for example, here's the table, right?
I'll remove the comment.
Oh, yes. Thank you. So here's your table. And then let's just say this is your kit right here, right? So your kit is on this table. And then for a lot of people, they use either a photo box or something they bought off Amazon that's a large box and all that stuff. And that works perfectly fine for, regular photo shoots and all that stuff. But so the way that Little Plastic People, I forgot his real name real quick. Kevin, there you go. Sorry. The way Kevin's done it is that he's locked himself into a certain type of light because he's painted it to be light on one side and dark on the other. So he already has that light that's necessary for his kit to shine in that way. So what I would recommend is move your kit up, right, and then have not that one. Square. There you go. Have an acrylic panel or a clear gloss panel underneath it. And then something to prop this up with, whatever you want, boxes or whatever, and then have a large black background behind it. So this is all black.
Behind and underneath.
Yeah, and then so I'm gonna delete all this. So just imagine all this. So right now you've got all this stuff. You've got a soft light on this side. You've got a slightly harsher light on this side, pointing kind of above the kit. So if I take a line. So this is pointing slightly up here. This is pointing slightly higher up onto your ceiling. And then you've got a light over here.
This is in front of it, right?
Yeah, this is in front of it, but it's not pointing at the kit itself. It's still pointing at the acrylic. It's almost exactly underneath it, kind of at an angle, but underneath it. So that way, when you take your photo, your light source is coming from this light. So this light will be your strongest light. So this bottom one, and then these are softer lights. So when you take your photo, you're not getting a reflection off of these two lights, but you are getting a harsher light from this light right here, which is about 8 or 10 inches away from the kit. And then so when you take that, you get a perfectly black background. So there's no distractions there. There's no creases. There's no folds. And then when you take your photo, you'll get the dynamicism of a light shining onto your kit still, but it isn't affected by the light and dark side that you've painted on either side.
Okay. And then you said your camera is going to be relatively close to the piece that you're taking pictures. Well,
yes. So the
within a certain focal length.
right. So the kit is so. What I would recommend for this is if you have one, which I mean, not a lot of people will have. Usually, people will have a 35 millimeter. Get yourself a 70 to 200 millimeter lens.
Okay.
So the kit will be your focal point. It'll be the closest thing to your camera with the background very far away. So around maybe 10 to 12 inches away.
So it won't mess with the contrast because it's not focusing on that, right? Like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. So let me see. The Ungawa is saying or a photo of using the technique you're talking about. Let me see if I can find one real quick because I was not expected to talk about it this much.
This is good help for people because lighting, we've highlighted it before in many kits when talking about certain backgrounds for added contrast so you don't blow out your details and stuff like that. Lighting, it's definitely something that people want to know about. So this would be helpful.
So this is
your own class afterwards.
This is giveaway part 1. Everyone wins.
Yeah. No, I mean this is actually pretty awesome, right? To be able to go, hey, this is how we'll show you how to take better pictures.
Well, this is for this particular instance too. Like I'm sure.
Yeah, and you can cover all
completely different about different types of.
There's your other show, Pabs. But Guy wants to know: is it the light underneath? Is that going to be pointing at your kit or be at the black background?
It's so the light is going to be pointing at the acrylic or the clear base. So it is pointing at your kit, but you're more focused in on the acrylic base itself or the gloss thing that you have your kit on. So the light is coming in from the top. So this is how you get a perfectly black background without having the lighting affect that background. So I'll show you guys an example real quick.
It's pre-edit. You don't have to even edit if you do it right?
Yeah. So this isn't a Gundam photograph. So this isn't what's the right word for it? It's not a. This is a product photo of where I work at because this is the only kind of example I have.
It gets the point across. It doesn't matter what the subject matter is.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, 7. Okay, cool. All right. Share screen, application. So you're looking at these shoes, right? And you're thinking, okay, so he took this with a white background, blah blah blah. This is a black background. So the black background is the background is completely black. This is on an acrylic base, and when I took a photo, the background is completely black, and then you just remove the black, and it's so almost completely what's the right word for it? 000 on not 000 255 on all CMYKs that I can just remove it without having any issues, including having still the shadow on them.
So you get all the benefits of the white balance being said without actually having to set the white balance, right? By doing it that way?
Correct. Yes. So I guess if that makes sense. It's the only kind of negative thing I can talk about. Let's remove this. Though Plastic People's work, even though it's absolutely amazing, is that he's just locked himself into a thing where you're trying to show off like
a photo from here.
Yeah.
But I mean, yes,
still good. Still amazing.
It's very stylized in that way, right? That's kind of like how people do cell shading on Gundam, where it's gonna look absolutely the best from one angle, because that's when it's gonna look like it's drawn versus it's an actual.
Where you're viewing it, yeah.
A lot of people
Bill mentions the inconsistency of color across the piece. Little Plastic People did mention that he was going for a harsh surface light, so I think it was much like, let's say, in some old sci-fis from the 80s or even in the 90s, how they're on the surface of the sun or the moon, and the sun essentially feels like it's everywhere because it's so bright and the place is so small because it's bouncing off of all the surfaces. I think that was what he was trying to emulate. So it may look inconsistent, but if you look at his Rorik of what he did, he was trying to emulate that light is everywhere kind of feeling that you got in those old movies. I think that was a stylistic thing they did in the director's perspective. I don't think that was actually a realistic take of what it would be like to be in those situations, because you're still gonna have a shadow because the sun is still in one place. It's not everywhere. But yeah, I think that's what he was trying to emulate.
And Robert Kurtz says artwork.
Rob Kurtz?
All these builds.
Hey, welcome to the party, Kurtz.
I'm gonna say this much. People make the mistake of shining your light directly onto your kits, and that is something I've never done, or I never do, or used to do early on and then stop doing. It betrays what the kit should look like because it's way too harsh. Even if you have it softened, even if you have it diffused, it will still betray what your kit should look like. So always rely on reflective light. So reflective light, bounce it off something else. That is the best way for you to remove reflections if you don't want to go through the effort of what I just talked about. Just make sure you are indirectly lighting your kits. And
that's very key. Like you got, and I don't always practice this either, but like, most good photographers don't, the light is not on whatever. It's called edge lighting, or like Pat was talking about, you're bouncing it off something else. It's indirect. You're using something else to get that same amount of light, but not in that harsh way. So when you're aiming a light at something, it's not directly aimed at it. It's aimed away from it, and that light bleed at the edges is what you're trying to use to light your subject.
Right.
Yeah.
That is fucking cool.
Nice point too.
I like the look.
Hey, here's some work in progress pictures too.
Yeah, and it reminds me of that stupid meme with the flat Earth thing, which I just learned about last week.
It's always been flat.
Yeah.
No, but this is really cool. I mean, Machine and Krieger build kits don't really speak to me. They do look cool as hell. P0 did one last week or a couple of days ago. That was really cool. Mostly hand painted. The base coat, I believe, was airbrush, but everything else was hand painted. It was, I think, it was the Machine and Krieger Snake Eyes or something like that. And it was a really cool build. But this is really nice, man. Like the stuff that you added to this, as well as kind of your description of what you wanted to portray. Yeah, like Z says, perfect. I think that Mask and Bleed was definitely.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's definitely bleed.
It's much cleaner here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the stuff that you added to this thing, like the ribbing on the joints and the metallic spring right here, I don't think that's part of the kit, right? Or is it?
No, it's not. That's a very common. Yeah, what Mach 8 kits are great for is they give you a good platform. Like he mentioned earlier in his synopsis, that many kits of this genre they lack surface details. They're just big bulb with some other bulbs attached to it, and because these kits were spawned out of people who kit bash, and then they took a shampoo bottle to this, and then they made a kit out of it, and then they started reproducing these with I can never say the company's name, but anyway, a variety of companies made these into that, but these originated from kit bash, the old sci-fi kit bash guys that just took a bunch of circles and tubes and glued them together and made something really cool. So he's right that a lot of them don't have cool intricate surface details, but a lot of people, when building these, add those, and it's really cool because you can kind of see the same kit done 15 different ways. You can really put your own signature to it, which is really cool.
Yeah, and then the thing that stands out to me a little too much is that that decal right there on the groin flap is not straight, little skewed.
Yeah,
little skewed.
Yeah.
But
as far as application work of the decals, to me, I don't know. I zoomed in; it looked pretty damn good. It's solid.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah. He definitely made sure that those were on there, nice and flat.
Yeah, and I like the lunar surface as well. The dio is awesome. It gives me
the
that
footprints and stuff.
Yeah, suck it, flat earthers. We've been to the moon.
I like how he has moon dust on the boots too.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that? It's really cool because it's very granular, salty. If you were to take realistically how the moon surface is, it's very close to a silty clay type of surface. So that's what it would look like if this was to emulate that similar soil type. So it's really cool to see that.
I like it.
It's really great work. Yeah.
Yeah.
James Bond in there. It's Roger Moore inside that thing. Moonraker.
Moonraker.
It would feel at home in one of those, honestly.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It would feel at home in a James Bond like.
Yeah.
There's a
James
Yeah,
Bond.
the same time frame when they were making these type of kits in the movies. So yeah,
there's
makes
a
sense.
recent movie that came out with Kristen Stewart. It's about like underwater stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
These suits remind me of it. Like a lot.
Yeah.
You should just someone should put an LED on the inside because that's what
Light them up.
Yeah, just kind of. Yep.
And that would kind of help with his glare too, right?
right.
Because it would show another light and it would kind of wash out any other incoming light.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, but yeah,
Really-
very cool.
Really good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Top people, please follow him, man. This is fucking phenomenal work.
Legend has it he's working on a Votom's kit.
Who isn't working on a Volcom kit these days?
Not I.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so, if you guys don't follow him,
But I'm also happy to see that we got Marquet stuff. We got minis. Really excited to see some of that stuff because I normally don't look at that stuff. Even when I'm people that I'm following on IG, I just kind of scroll through, take a quick look, and hit my like if I really like it and whatnot. But being able to look at the stuff in depth, it's really cool.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have like a bike submission next season, right? See?
Oh yeah, that bike, yeah. Right now it's had a little accident.
Oh no!
Thanks to Mr. Hobby, Mr. Turntable L, I believe, broke. I put it. I got a Mr. Turntable, and then I put it on there, and I left it on there overnight. I woke up to it fallen over, and the handle snapped off.
Oh.
I was like, and I left.
Oh, my heart.
I was so upset. It's still sitting right there, just for the last 2 days. Like I'm just like not gonna touch it. Like that should be my subject.
The damage is done.
Big
The damage is done.
Big sad.
Yeah, reality. But yeah, next season for sure.
Awesome. All right. So let's go on to our last feature of the night. And it is, where's my banners at, man?
You're welcome. It's Kevin, right? Little Plastic People is Kevin.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Kevin. Thank you for submitting. It was really fun to look at. Very cool.
If my babbling talk about the lighting and stuff didn't make sense to you, just hit me up on Instagram. And I'll try to talk through it in a little bit more detail. So yeah, just let me know if any of that didn't make sense, and I can go into more detail. So, all right. So the next feature, or the last feature, is this guy.
Yeah.
Again,
new familiar face.
the only person who has submitted in every single episode, the 5 episodes. Like, I have 5 builds.
That's awesome.
This is the OG submitter.
Guy, you're correct.
Best.
That's the cool thing about that last build, Guy. That kit basically, and that's what a kit should do. Like I think that we're all in this hobby for that reason, where we're trying to kind of have be a part of whatever it is that we're entertained by. And that last kit like really took us all to our favorite scenes from a movie or a show that we enjoyed, right? So that's a hell of a build for that reason alone.
Art emulates art, man.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Brian, you're muted.
Yeah, Brian's been for the last.
I thought that was intentional. I was like, hey, he's busy doing stuff. Maybe I don't know.
all right. So I'll jump on you. What happened? What'd you say, Brian?
No, I didn't realize I was still muted.
Oh,
it's cool.
Okay, so at Gumplanu Miguel, thank you for submitting in every single episode, dude.
Trooper.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so let's go ahead and share his work here.
The featurette.
Bam, bam. All right. And then he said, a small little build I decided to do a few months ago between 2 other major kits. Once again, I wanted to try something new with it, so I went for the marble effect. Tried it first with the shrink wrap technique, but couldn't quite grasp it, so I decided to use the dried up wet wipes instead. Very simple, very fast, and a nice break.
Cool. I will say there is one more method you can try that I thoroughly enjoy myself. So I've tried all 3 myself. Try the cotton. It's not really cotton. It's stuffing that you find in toys. It's poly something.
Yeah, wispy polys.
Yeah, the wispy method. That is, I think, not only the easiest, but the most versatile if you're aiming for a certain type of veins. That's what those cross sections are called, veins. A vein look. Because marble is variant, and remember, marble, those veins are very tight because it's not to go into any more of the science in it. It's a different type of stone under pressure with other types of rock formation, and it causes that crystallization. So marble, this is a lot of times people make these mistakes, and I'll point it out in some areas. If your goal is to emulate marble to the T, mind you, that keyword to the T, you want to have more thin-lined veins versus large veins, like what you have in the center of his crotch armor. But that's neither here nor there. If you like it, you like it. That's all that matters. But if you're trying to emulate true to the form marble, you have to remember most veins in a marble aren't very large. But yeah, that's a method you can try. I find you might enjoy it because it's super versatile for getting different types of aesthetics and irregularities within your design. Anyway, yeah.
So when I learned to do marble, I learned off of television, off of Iowa Public Television in like 1996, I think I learned from these guys that would redo furniture. And the way that they did it was they used shellac, which is essentially just like a heavy clear coat, right? You can tint varnish, shellac as well. Yes, exactly, right? So what you do is you lay down a layer of your base color, and then you lay down a layer of shellac, and then you take a color, whatever color it might be, and all that they used was like crumpled up newspapers. And when I did the effect on my electric guitar when I was a teenager and turned it from pearl white or whatever the fuck it was, Stratocaster, into like a black and green marble Stratocaster, I did the layers, and you do it, and you would layer clear coat. So I didn't have shellac because, middle of nowhere, I had acrylic clear coat. So I would layer heavy clear coat, and then another layer of paint, heavy clear coat. And that's why I talk about building layers of paint a lot, because you can get this opacity and this depth, and then that is what draws out the length or the depth and the richness of the marble itself. That fools your eye into thinking that the surface detail is much deeper than it actually is because of the way the light is reflecting between the paint. And Kyle, I agree with you completely in regards to the like using of the different colors and the spatial organization of marble, because you will get veins of, like, say, that black in there, but there's going to be another color, at least if not two colors, that run through with little spidery, like, awesome cracks. Yeah,
because you're doing with different stone types, also integrating with those fuselage. It's a pressure thing. Yeah, heat and pressure.
Yeah, the way that I learned to do that back in the day is with string and luck and like a little bit of just skill and just dragging weird string across to make these weird spidery things, because the string is all tendrily and stuff, blah, 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 blah. But like how you would do it on this SD, because this thing is like this big, right? It's little.
Yeah.
It's like the size of, it's like the size of a large like Kaiser roll. Yeah, so that's not easy at all to do. I would suggest like a 00, like an artificer brush or something like that. Just like doing little, and then just like getting real zen on it. Put some Enya on in the background, some chamomile tea.
If you want to see a good example of what I was talking about, my Wing Zero custom that I did, the RG, I did that method off of that, and it's similar sized parts. So it gives me an idea of. I mean, I have a picture. I don't know if I.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have it on this. Here, hold on. I have it on my phone.
No, it's not.
I don't have it on this laptop. I wiped this laptop some months ago, so all the files are somewhere else.
It's like a marker. He just wipes and he wipes.
This is real nice, though, Miguel.
Brown marker? Is that what you're talking about?
For a quick project?
Yeah. Wipes and wipes.
For a quick project.
But no, I mean, not to deviate from it. If you want to kind of try this third method, since you've tried two of the three already, because essentially what Brian was talking about is similar to the plastic method. In fact, I think the newspaper method is better because of how it's not a plasticky. It absorbs some of it. It's better in this method. I wouldn't use the saran wrap method over the newspaper. Is better, but it's applied similarly, just with a different material. And I think newspaper is more effective. I remember you used to do it in art class too in the 90s. You did that, and you had your colors done, and you had a black gloss over it, and you used that to have the colors below it reveal themselves by removing the black. But yeah, if you had questions, or you can look at that to kind of get perspective, see what I mean, and see if it's something you really want to try. I mean, if you find a method that works already, by all means, stick to it. But if you want to try something else to add as a maybe potential option, I'm more than happy to kind of show you how it works. It's pretty simple. There's some videos online too that show it as well.
Well, yeah, and if you guys find anything out that's cool and you want to share it with us, please do, because I'm curious and I love to see all this stuff that everybody's working on. So.
Yeah, and I don't know how to do marbling, so as far as this kind of feedback goes, take it with a grain of salt. But I think you and I both understand that kudos for attempting this technique, but I think it's a fail as far as a marble look goes. That's not an input. It's just that it I think the mark was missed, but definitely a good attempt.
I think he did a pretty good job on it. Yeah,
it's fucking gorgeous, man.
Look at the reflection. Like he did a very
very clean on the color too.
Mm-hmm.
Certain places you see it, and other places you don't. And other places you feel I like on the shoulders. It seems like that effect kind of follows paneling even or detail. Same thing like on the crotch kind of piece there in the front. But I mean, I love the colors. I love the blue with, and I don't know if those are metallic thrusters, but they look metallic. So that's an excellent execution there if you did paint them. But I do like, I'm not a fan of the Nightingale either, but I like the way this thing looks because it's not red. It's just, the blue, all that. This looks fantastic.
I guess here's a, let me get rid of the glare. So there's what I was talking about. So you see how you have the small, this is on an RG, mind you. You have the small veins. Now this was a test piece I did because I was trying to experiment what I wanted to do for my base color versus my high color. See how you're very jagged and then you have some smooth and some other areas. And then here it is on the finished piece. Again, this is kind of stylization, but see that kind of gives you some hankling. I'm trying to find the one that actually shows marble because this wasn't really a marble build when I finally got down to finishing it, but it emulated. Using that method got me to where I want it, and then I went a little further. But just to kind of give you an idea of what you can expect using that method, and it does leave a lot of room for going even more creatively with multicolored as well. If you so fit.
I'm sorry, Miguel. Growth happens through pain. So but I gotta let me step back one. Right? It's right.
Yeah, it's a feature.
Oh shit, we all fucked up.
I've been saying I love it.
No, I don't think
I didn't like it. I gave him another option.
Yeah, I don't think what we were saying was particularly of a critique of it. I think we were just saying that there are other avenues he could explore if he wants to try more marbling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know he tried a bunch of methods, and I was like, well, hey, there's one more for you.
Yeah,
exactly. Z totally critiqued his ass. I
like him.
We made him cry Gundam tears.
Okay, so some sweet Ronin slaps in the mail to help you feel better. I apologize. I did not. I'm tired.
It's been a long day.
No excuses.
Push your luck for extra raffle tickets. Push your luck for extra raffle tickets. Get them in the heartstrings. Double entry from Miguel.
I really like on the model itself. I really like the separation on the chest where he utilized the marbling technique that he was using on the top, but on the bottom of that chest component is just plain color. I think that is a really well implemented separation.
Okay, so Bill, aka Rushlam, sent me a photo that he wants me to show in terms of trying to show another method of the feather technique. So I'm going to stop sharing this for a second.
It wouldn't be a season finale without some drama. I'm sorry.
I like it. It came out good. That shade of blue is nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to share this real quick because Bill is wanting us to share it.
I hadn't heard of the feather technique, so that's really good.
So here's a feather.
Mm-hmm.
And then you dip it in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Dragon.
Slightly
Yeah.
advanced.
Yeah.
That looks like Marvel.
Okay, yeah, that gives
Yeah, 'cause you
kind
get
of the advantage, yeah.
So yeah, right on. I get that.
Yeah,
Totally.
so there you go. And now you have a fourth method available to you if you want to emulate that design in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's so many cool ways to go about reaching something that has a natural alternative like marble and stuff where it's like so irregular and everywhere. It's so cool to see all the different methods that people use in scale modeling to replicate that. This is shit.
Hold on, I need to address this. I feel like a total asshole right now. I feel awful. I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought this was a critique. But
It literally says on the banner. It says feature IG.
Come on, Miguel, pull those strings.
Not only am I not wearing my hat, I'm also not wearing my glasses. So I'm not
the old
looking
man
like
is blind.
very blind except for my right eye. But I do. I feel awful, Miguel. You know I love you. You know I love your work. And excuses are like assholes. So I'm not trying to give you any. But I think I'm glad you're joking. You're laughing about it. But I do sincerely apologize. I did not want to shit on your build, not knowing it was a critique. It was a feature, not a critique. So I do apologize.
Yeah, good on you, Bill. It's another method to share with everybody.
All right, Miguel. So he says he feels like this is just
raffle ticket. Got another raffle ticket.
You got it. I will add your name twice in there.
All right. So yeah, if you guys want to follow Miguel at Gunpla Noob, the 2 O's are zeros. To see all of his builds that are pretty good.
Yeah. And you guys have seen it here. He has been making moves. Keep an eye on this guy. He's trying lots of new things.
Yeah, not as a talented builder, but an incredibly nice guy too. So.
And that's what I was trying to get to before I realized I was fucking wrong about critiquing. Is that the thing that I love about, even though that it was to me it was a fail, is that he's not afraid to push and learn and teach himself. Like he's trying different things all the time. He's submitting on a weekly basis to show you what he's. Every time we do this, to show you what he's up to. And that's like kind of where I was headed with it. Like, hey, it didn't work this time, but don't stop. Never stop, never stopping, as Andy Samberg would say.
You only fail when you actually stop. Like it's. I love seeing builders say, "Okay, that's where I want to be," and then push to get there, rather than saying, "Well, I like that technique or that skill level, but I'll never get there." Like, no, everyone can get there, and it's cool to see people pushing for that.
Oh man, Miguel's not gonna let this one go. Freddie, no, Freddie, no.
Freddie gets negative tickets.
Freddie's eligible to win this.
So yeah, with that being said, that is all of the critiques and features for this episode. So first of all, massive thank you to everybody that submitted, not only for this episode but for the past 5 episodes. Like obviously the show would not be around without anybody submitting. So yeah, big thank yous. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to show off some of the people that did submit. So this is just this is a couple of the people that were on the show, kind of talking
not there
stuff.
below Kyle.
Yeah. So keep going, boom, and then so there was so we overall I believe we had 32 submissions minus myself, Kyle's, and Brian and Julio's work, and Z's work. So minus ours. So big thank you to everybody. I don't know if anybody who submitted is here. I know Miguel is here, obviously, and Freddie and stuff like that. But big thank yous. As a thank you, we're giving this stuff away. And then I do want to add to the pool, obviously. It's nothing major, but I did have a sample of like one of the posters I had made for
nice
for my store. So I guess I can add that to the pool if anybody wants it.
Hey, some more goodies.
Just laying around here.
So don't go anywhere though, guys. We're gonna do the drawing. So
we're gonna do the drawing here now. So
So I don't know if there's a way for you to share my screen. I have the wheel up with everybody's name in there.
You gotta
share. You add Miguel in there another time.
Share your screen, then I can.
All right, so I'm gonna go share screen. Boom. Yes. And application window. We are gonna go to
So what are you giving away now? This is for the PG.
Well, no. Let's start with this.
No, we're gonna do all 5.
No,
Right.
which is the first?
Which is the first thing that you're
So first, let's start with
The
the
first name
bottom.
gets what? The second name gets what?
Yeah,
you know,
let's
so
start with the
forth.
bottom. Can you see that? Now I'm gonna
Yes.
go here. 'Cause
Yeah.
there you go. Is that good?
Yes.
Okay. So I think the grand prize is the perfect grade. Dragon Momoko unicorn. Second prize was the airbrush, and the third prize was a master grade kit. I don't know which kit you guys would want. So whoever wins that, let's say the cap is at $60. So whatever master grade kit you want, that's $60 and under.
I want the Faz for a car.
Right, and that's kind of what I don't like, the Faz or something else. And sorry, no P Bandai. I don't know. I don't care about P Bandai. But like, if it's available in the US and it's under $60, it's a master grade, I'll be happy to buy it for you.
Would you accept a down payment towards a larger kit?
I mean, if you want to split the
Through
difference,
USAGundam.com, you could maybe do a partial buy.
so let's start with third place, right? Which is the master grade, and I will click.
Oh.
Yeah, come on, spin that wheel, Vanna White. Spin that wheel.
Whoa!
Hey!
I don't think he's watching right now, so
Talk later.
All right, somebody write that down, Manny one. I like the applause. I don't know who Pab had him ready, I think. All right, second place, which is the airbrush. Can you guys? Yeah, there you go. The airbrush. Here we go.
Oh man, I'm excited.
I know, right? I wish I was gonna win something.
Oh!
Oh, look at that.
Oh shit!
There you go.
Look at that.
Hell yeah. Congratulations.
Are you happy now, Miguel? I'm so sorry. Great. So since we gave,
hold on. Z, 1 second. Bill just went.
What? What?
Oh, okay, so now we're on the fourth one. Bill's really hooking you guys up.
There you go.
all right, so we'll do a fourth one. All right, so this was third place, which was the airbrush. So second place is going to be donated by Bill, which is the Faz.
That's awesome.
And Miguel, I'm going to leave your name in here since we decided we're going to give you an extra. Right? So, yeah. All right. Here we go. So for the Faz, donated by Mr. Ruth himself. Wow. I love this. Best pandemic ever.
Holy shit, Bill.
Nice.
Hey, hopefully he's not in Uruguay.
He is.
He is.
He is. He's not overseas.
Hey, Bill, I'll help you with the shipping on that. All right.
No, I take it back.
All right. Congrats to the winner there. And then finally, the grand prize, Dragon Momoko, perfect grade unicorn. Boom.
Oh man. Oh man.
Congrats. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Margar! Oh, look at that. That landslide.
Holy cow!
It's like, oh.
Jay, congratulations, Jay, who's not even here watching, I don't think. But
Holy cow!
that was so close.
Yeah, it was like,
brick.
oh,
Brick is gonna come out of.
Oh my goodness.
That's
That was so
awesome,
close.
awesome. Thank you guys.
Yeah, Margar
That
was
was
robbed
great.
from that one. It should look-
Jay's gonna turn that thing into one of her amazing little works.
Wow, he's
whammy.
amazing.
Has Jay ever built a perfect grade?
No,
No,
I don't think so, no.
no.
She's in for a treat.
Oh my goodness.
actually, a whole brick.
Hey Bill, let me know if you need help. I don't know if you with shipping or anything to Uruguay. And thank you so much, Bill. Thank you. That's fucking
Yeah,
awesome,
thank you,
man.
Bill. Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Congrats to all you guys. That's it for me. But I'm
Thank all the people who've submitted. Like, really, just phenomenal. Thank you for trusting us for throwing something like this together. It's really
Yeah.
really speaks volume.
And everyone who watched all 5 episodes, staying with us and our shenanigans and our, hopefully helpful input. This has been awesome.
Yeah, it's been great.
Saying all that though, it's not, we're not finished. Like it's
No.
just we're taking a longer break just to see how what the best way is to move this show forward, right? Because of the form, I think we have good chemistry, we have good flow. It's just there are times where I feel like we
Yep.
have like a sudden stop, and I think that's just it's just trying to figure out what the best way to stream this would be. So the season 2 will come sooner than you might think. We'll definitely pick this up, because I think first of all, thank you so much for letting us even do this fucking show, because when I had this idea and I threw it at these guys, I was very worried that people would take the show the completely wrong way. People would think, oh, these elitist assholes are fucking throwing shade at people's builds, and like where did these people come off thinking that they can do this when all it's been has been about just wanting to help people get to a level that they feel like they can get to. And I mean, I hope that the things that we've said and we've said on this show has been helpful, has been a positive thing, and has shown people that just because you are critiquing something or you're talking about somebody's build maybe not in the best light, it doesn't necessarily mean you're shitting on them, you're shitting on their build. You're just trying to give a helpful and personal opinion on somebody's work that they are more than happy and welcome to accept. So I think that is the biggest takeaway that we should have for this thing. It's okay, because building, whether it's Gunpla, whether it's Mini, whether it's automotive, whether it's Mark K, whatever, is subjective. It is subjective art. Art is subjective at its core, and it's okay to be subjective. So, massive thank yous to everybody that submitted. Hopefully, you guys keep submitting. Once we let you guys know when season 2, episode 1 starts up again, we'll have a whole new thing, and hopefully we'll have guest people coming in. I know Freddie was one of the ones I reached out to. We'll have some more people, hopefully.
Yes.
These whole 5 episodes have completely blown me away. So
this was a lot of fun. It was an insane amount of fun. I think Ken, your question's been answered. We're just taking a little break for season 2 to kind of refine a few things and make this even better.
It gives people time to finish their builds too.
And we can put the playlist together, season 1, season 2, season 3.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and we are going to be trying to do the little coins, right? The 3D printed coins or something like that.
The critical builds coins. I actually have them right here.
So everyone who's done it entered so far,
please send me anybody who's submitted for critique or feature. Please send me an address, and I will get these out to you guys as soon as possible. These are misprint, but you guys will get something very similar. So let me know. Kensuke's like,
tonight's episode I just dedicated to.
No, we gotta get the fall season, guys. We gotta take a break, do some filming, get the script written.
See if Netflix picks us up.
But
Netflix.
This will definitely be. Season 2 will definitely come a lot sooner than most people will think. I just want to find ways to really improve the show, the flow of it. So whether it's me being more in the background, not on camera, and doing this through like maybe a StreamYard Discord, so that way we can show everybody's face, and yet I can have everything ready, and then kind of rather than stopping and then sharing and stopping sharing, I'm just in the back doing all of that while you guys are talking and doing all the talking.
The chat. It's a chat. I would like to just dedicate tonight's episode also to our recently lost artist, King T'Challa himself. So, if you guys are not aware, we lost our king. So, me personally, that's to Chadwick Boseman, aka Reggie, Jackie Robinson, Mr. Number 42, which is my age, like I told Ken. So. And it was also Jackie Robinson's birthday on the same day. Brian, you're muted.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, when I found out about that, I was
can't hear Brian. I think he's been muted.
No, his mic was acting up earlier. Is it acting up again?
Nope.
Brian.
No. Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Just real quick. And this should bring something to light, guys, that there are a lot of things that happen in people's lives that you may not be under, that you know of, such in the case of what happened to Chad Bosman, with the whole situation there and how no one knew about it besides his closest family. So with that being said, with the year that we've had and everything going on, I'd like to kind of put a reminder out there that, let's treat it all with kindness, let's treat each other with understanding and respect, and, just, maybe there's more to what's going on in the world than what you physically see in people's lives. So, just kind of keep that in the back of your head when you're talking to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is a good place to call it a night. I mean, obviously we will be back. We'll announce season two's opening, which again, like I said, will be soon. But yeah, let's go ahead and go through the round table, starting with the latest guy here.
The last guy here. Yeah, come back for season 2. More prizes. I'll dress up more, and who knows, what will happen. But hey, guys, thank you so much for everything. Reiterate what everyone said. I'm not going to go through it again, but it's just been an absolute pleasure to spend our nights with you on this show. Just you guys have all kind of become family and close friends, and I love you all. Thanks for the support, and I will see you guys around. Peace.
Yeah.
Cool. For real though, this was incredible. I like that we can sit around and talk about people's builds without actually feeling like we're downplaying someone's art, which none of us really want to do. We want to see people make what they can make, and I'm definitely looking forward to season 2. Thanks for coming, everyone. It's been phenomenal. See you next season. And Tuesday, because we'll be back Tuesday.
Fucking right. Bam.
Okay. Thank you, everyone that submitted entries. Hopefully, whatever I said directly was helpful. That was always my goal when Chris invited me, was to give some input that got people in the right direction, because I followed the same path, and I want to see people, keep pushing, to their best, because what's a hobby that isn't pushing you to be better, at the end of the day. But and then let's not forget Pabs. Thank you for really bringing us all together and making this, a reality. I know Pabs isn't going to take full credit for this, but ultimately, this is Pab's channel, and then we as a group came together, and I appreciate all you guys that are in the chat, as well as everyone in the stream with me, and then everyone that entered. This couldn't be possible without any single person being involved as much as they have been.
Rapper.
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
Never go full retard. This is probably the best line from the film. It's been a pleasure, my guys. Literally, one of the better experiences of this year has been me participating with the show and getting a chance to look at all of this creative work from everybody out there and use some of the stuff that I learned. I went to school for some of these things, so it feels good to stretch those muscles. And I really, really enjoy that you guys just want to participate as much as you do, and it's so great to see the feedback and the relationships, like everyone has said so far. And it's just I'm speaking. That's it.
It's really been phenomenal.
Yeah.
How do I top all of that? Yes, thank you. Again, from everyone on the show to everyone watching, to everyone who submitted, just thank you. Like I said, like when I threw this idea out there to these guys, I was not sure how this was going to be received. Like we could have done one episode, and first of all, nobody would have watched, and then people would have gotten the wrong idea. This would have been a very negative thing. I feel like we put our necks out there, and people were very receptive to it. So hopefully we can continue this moving on to season 2, bigger, better things. This is definitely not the end. We'll definitely pick up where we left off very quickly. That being said, I will leave submissions open for season 2, and then I'll tell you guys in a later date when season 2 or episode 1 will start. Like I said, it will definitely be sooner rather than later because getting all the feedback and all of the messages that I've gotten from people who not only have submitted but just watching quietly, not really being active in the chat, has been an amazing thing. Seeing people tag me in their photos of them watching the show or showing off the builds, their completed builds when they had submitted it as a work in progress has been amazing. And just the general stuff that we get from doing the show, hanging out with these guys, hanging out with my friends has been absolutely wonderful. So with that being said, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for submitting.
We want a rapper next season. Rapper.
No.
Yeah, they wanted an outro.
Jay, you're not getting
We
that.
know we want more transitions.
We need a rapper.
More transitions.
We'll go for bigger pompadour next season.
Yeah. Get that wax going. Get that wax going.
Let me get a new thinking cap.
Yeah, we'll definitely do some new things. You guys will see some new stuff. Hopefully, I can start using some more
Star Wipes.
Some Star Wipes and stuff. So thank you guys. We will see you on season 2. Keep an eye on all of our stories for that. And we'll see you guys on Tuesday for Brian's Kodokai 4 Horsemen build stream.
Oh yeah, Kodokai is on Netflix, guys. Both seasons.
That's Cobra Kai. That's Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
I wanted to stencil it on my wall, but Colleen said no.
No. Bye, guys.
That was your first mistake. Better ask for forgiveness and